Hey guys, and welcome to a showdown that will define our age. We have Alfredino versus ViciousSatsuma, two of the best players currently in the Total War Warhammer community. Awesome guys as well, very excited to hop into this one. It shall be a best of 7. This is some competitive games, and Alfredino straight out of the gate does rep loose with the greenskins. Picking greenskins, banning vampire counts, and lizardmen, two fantastic bans in my opinion. Satsuma punches back with Tomb Kings. Hello, hello! What's up, Shidoku, the all-father of ODM? Hope you're doing well, champ. Sloth, Hank, Cop, the Black Fawn is here as well. Dutch Flavour, Glenn the Mighty. Glenn, also known as Saphir, is actually the reason this best of 7 happened. I'll probably get into that a little bit later, but massive shout out to him. Hello, Academy Warhammer and CJ. Hope you guys are all good in the hood today. I am so excited right now, I can't lie. I'm like a kid in a candy store. I'm a big fan of both these players. I think they're both incredibly talented. Alfredino recently becoming a finalist in the Warhammer World Championships, and honestly, on another day, would have crushed it and become champion. So, a rising star in ODM, and ODM and RTK, arguably the two best kind of competitive clans at the moment. XMT are up there as well with some fine players, though a lot of the big guns are currently taking breaks from the game, and of course you have VM, but I think RTK and ODM really are, at the moment, kind of at their peak and performing fantastically. Oh, we're going to get greenskins a little bit, of course. I'm actually really excited because I believe ViciousSatsuma, if I'm not mistaken, was originally a greenskin main. I want to say that. I may be completely wrong there. So I definitely want to see what he brings to the table. And most people consider this matchup to be slightly more even than many more up against the greenskin folk. So very interested to see how Satsuma attempts to deal with the greenskins. Looks like Satsuma is ready, just waiting on Alfredino, and we'll get this first game underway. But it is the best of 7, so we're going to have at least 4 games. And honestly, with players so evenly matched, I think it's rather unlikely. And the fun thing as well about best of 7s is that it stretches your knowledge of the game so much, because the first few games, yeah, I'm comfortable, I'm playing factions I like and I know, and then you start getting to game 5, 6 and 7 and all of a sudden you're running out of factions to play as. Give me 2 minutes and I'm ready. No worries, no worries. It builds the hype, gets more people in here. What's up, Kaiser? How's it going, champion? Quackity quack to you as well. Benedict Biner, here we go. Yes, let's see some of the lads in action. I am just so excited for this best of 7. It's really cool. So yeah, Saphir is actually the reason this came about. I messaged him asking if he'd like to do best of 7 on the channel, but he said he felt a little bit rusty, not at peak performance. So instead he said rustle up some players, and Alfredino did indeed step forward. And I'm very grateful for these guys popping in. Wow, yeah, we're going to get some greenskin action. It's really funny. When we used to see greenskins, people used to go mental and shout and get really excited. And now when people see greenskins, they're like, oh no, it's the green boys again. But I honestly do enjoy watching them play still. Less playing against them. But honestly, these players are probably going to come in with some pretty interesting builds. And go to war against each other. Thank you, Black Fawn, saying drop those likes. Amazing soundtrack. It's actually free on YouTube, hence why I can use it. Although we did do a cool Nakai video recently as well, but I just couldn't put anything on it. I did. No! What's up, Nick? How you doing, champion? You didn't put your cola in the fridge and it's best of 7. Oh, it's going to be a feisty affair. Apologies if my voice sounds a little dead. I'm actually working on the video today, which is long overdue. That I think you guys are going to enjoy quite a bit, actually. I've recorded about the first third of it this morning, deciding I'd save my voice for this. And hopefully it'll be out Friday. It might be a little bit later, but it's going to be a long video. But should be some good fun. It's a little project I've been meaning to sort out for a while. Let's go! Yeah, man, I'm so hyped. The great thing as well about RTK and ODM as clans is they're really supportive of each other, so it's always a bubbly atmosphere. Like, if someone rocks up onto one of my tournaments, they've got through to semi-final, and it's from one of these clans, you know the lads are going to come out and support, which is always really lovely to see. What's up, Diego? How's it going, kind sir? It's going good, man. I am kind of melting a little bit here in the UK, but I'm doing well. I'm doing really good, man. I'm honestly just super excited, if you can't tell in my voice. I'm like a fan of these two players right now, so it's kind of cool getting to commentate on these guys. So for the forces of the greenskins and Alfredino, looks like he's going to be coming pretty damn hard. We do have a front line of Savage Orc Biggins dotted all the way along, so this is quite an expensive front line, and can pay the price to fire from Casket of Souls and such other items and units and so forth, but these guys are so good in this matchup. They'll be any of the infantry of the Tomb Kings, and likewise do decent damage to large entities, because these guys do get a lovely cheeky little bonus. We have goblins on the flank to make the line a little bit wider, and also hopefully whip around and shut down the enemy back line. A ton of skirmish cav as expected, Morgrub's mangy marauders, forest goblin spider rider archers, dotted all the way along, including the rusty arrows. We also have the 8-peak loons, so both probably two of the most powerful regiment rounds in the game. Love to see these guys in action. We do have Grom the Paunch, the Devil incarnate, the villain of the piece, let's say. And he is going to be riding dirty, it would seem, wherever he's gone. Where have you gone, buddy? Oh, he is hiding in the tree still. With a Goblin Big Boss and a Giant Rotor Hag, coming over Spirit Leech and Doom and Darkness. No Vindictive Glare Spirit Leech combo here. No sirree. For the forces of the Tomb Kings, it's a rather aggressive force, which I quite like, actually. Don't get to see this terribly often. No way! Satsuma, have you been watching my videos? No way is he doing the combo. So he's gone for the triple chariot. You bring the Necrotector to give the Vambrace of the Sun, which gives a weakness to fire damage, plus minus 9 melee attack, which is quite a nice combo. You bring Cetra, who does fire damage and has loads of useful items and abilities that do fire. And then he's brought another Necrotech. So I normally roll this with a Tomb Prince to give Guardian to both of these chariots. But looks like he's going all in with the double Necrotech here, looking to heal up the two Tomb Scorpions, who really have fantastic models. We have Necropolis Knights, and then there's a bucket ton of cheap and cheerful chaff, which is just happy to be here all round and get a little day out in the sun. And 1 unit of Skeleton Horse Archers to try and counter skirmish. Now, I'm a little worried for the Tomb Kings, just because of the Spider Rider Archers. There's so many of these guys. If he can buffer them away, though, with the less expensive units, the kind of expendable front line, then maybe it will indeed be worth it. Oh god, Green Scone Skirmish Wave! Oh, quack, what's up, Sam? Pirate, love the name, by the way. And the Tomb Scorpions start to rise. Spirit Leech is going down, targeting down the Knights, which certainly isn't a bad target. And the Skirmish Cav is going to try and pepper these guys down, which is a good move all round. The double chariots, though, are going to be so scary alongside Cetra in just hunting down this hero core. If they can trap Grom, that fire damage is going to be devastating to him. Greenskins are falling back at the moment, looking to take the high ground, trying to lure the Tomb Kings into a trap. And the problem with the Tomb Kings is they don't really have any form of battlefield control apart from this single unit of Skeleton Horse Archers. So they're going to try and counterpoke much as possible, but the Forest Goblin Spider Riders can simply kite back, loose wave after wave of arrow, and it's really going to come down to the fact, can ViciousSatsuma stop these arrows coming in on any key targets. You can see they're already starting to feast on the Tomb Scorpion, which is bad news. Likewise, they have hit those Knights, so if he can force them to shoot at Skeleton Warriors, he's going to be a much happier bunny. Grom the Paunch does dart in before darting away again, considering charging in. Looks like the Greenskins rotating the battle line round to this right-hand side, and maybe looking for a flank overload, which I love to see. Grom is getting down and dirty, riding through the Skeleton Spearmen, catching 2 units. Good micro, you see him pull straight through, not stopping anywhere for too long, and dragging his mighty frame across. Though Cetra is in hot pursuit at the moment, Grom definitely doesn't want to stick too close to this bad boy. I like the repositioning, though, so far of the Greenskin forces. Only goblins left on this left-hand side, so all of this real slow, ponderous infantry is being left in the dust as the Greenskins now shovel forwards and start taking the fight to the enemy. Savage Orc Biggins do engage in glorious hand-to-hand combat, but the chariots are here to counter-punch as well, driving off some of those Morgrub's mangy marauders, and now the Savage Orc Biggins have their work cut out. Another Spirit Leech does go down on the Knights, but a Restore has counter-punched that Spirit Leech, looking to heal these guys up. And it looks like the Savage Orc Biggins have managed to wrap around with the flank with the support as well of the 8-peak Loonies, hopping on top of these Skeleton Warriors. I like keeping them in reserve. So is the Chariot Core and double Tomb Scorpion going to be enough? Because that realistically is where the Tomb King damage is going to come from. They've managed to hop on top of the Rusty Arrows, do some decent work, and now they're floating back to deal with Grom. Although they are getting shut down by some of their own units. Incantation of Desiccation goes down, lowering that melee attack and melee defense. And now if Cetra can just connect, he will do huge work on Grom the Paunch, despite Lucky Banner being popped. Tomb Scorpion getting in here as well to do some of the action. Necrotech's driving away the Rusty Arrows, but there is a lot of skirmish pressure coming in. War has been popped as Grom manages to just about flee out of the ensnaring trap of the Tomb Kings, and now the Savage Orcs are butchering Skeleton Warriors all across the battle line. 8-peak Loons are starting to swing down, doing some nice damage, but nothing too crazy there whatsoever. More Gobos waiting in the wings. The Hero Core is still doing relatively good though. We do have a summon of Yashopti coming down, looking to chase off the Rusty Arrows, and it looks like the Giant Rotor Hag has been caught and terrified at the moment, very close to breaking. Grom is deciding to commit to this fight. He needs to be so careful with Grom right now. If Setcha gets his grubby little mitts on top of Grom, Grom is going to go down, and look how quickly his health is falling now that Setcha has engaged in combat. And the one Necrotech now does stand alone up against the Giant Rotor Hag, but probably wants to fall back unless he can break him. Aspect of Dread Knight has gone down, and that Giant Rotor Hag isn't going anywhere anytime soon. The Shopsy are in combat, dishing out the damage to some Spider Rider archers, and slowly grinding down the Savage Orc Biggins, as Grom falls to about half health, a tiny bit over. There is a lot of ammunition left though on the Spider Riders, and Rusty Arrows, now that there is no pressure from that summon, are going to start pouring in the damage, though they are currently focusing the Shopti, which is probably a bit of a mistake because they're not going to be able to kill them before they do disappear out of this world. Poor little Goblin Big Boss is getting bullied right now. Double Tomb Scorpions just flipping around doing all sorts of cool animations and really starting to dish out the pain. As you can see, the Savage Orc Biggins, when they lose that frenzy, are indeed starting to get terror routed as Setcha once again charges back into the main melee. Grom has returned and he's looking pretty healthy. Necrotech does take this engagement, which is very risky, but it is a trap, of course, looking to pin in Grom so Setcha can get a rear attack on Grom the Paunch and start dishing out that pain once more, though it may come at the cost of the Necrotech. A well-placed incantation of protection goes down on him, a little bit too late maybe, and Grom, the Great One is currently popped, but losing health rapidly, down to 2,200 HP. The problem for the Tomb Kings, and what can often happen with the Triple Chariot threat up against Greenskins, is that the rest of the build is just crumbling into dust. We have some Skeleton Spearmen in the distance, but apart from that, the infantry has crumbled and fallen, and now all of these Spider Riders, all their poison attacks to Rusty Arrows, can just really help finish off the Tomb King forces. Now, one saving grace here is if they can assassinate the leadership of the Greenskins, they've got a good chance of breaking them, but both Necrotechs get in danger low. Tomb Scorpions continue to fight out here, and Setcha once again does catch Grom. It looks like Lucky Banner was well placed and popped, though, at the right time. Aspect of Dread Knight does go down to increase the leadership of all these Greenskin forces. Poor little Tomb Scorpion just getting filled with arrows at the moment, down to 2,000 HP. Forest Goblin Spider Rider archers do have a lovely little surround now. You can see them shooting in from all sides. This way, even if the chariots do approach, they can't actually shut them all down in one go. Giant Rotor Hag has managed to rally as well, and it looks like the Greenskin War may be a tad unstoppable. Both Tomb Scorpions have done relatively solid work. They've been fighting for a huge amount of time. Setcha was trying to carry this game on his back, but without his Necrotech buddies to help support him, I don't think there's any chance Alfredino is going to let Grom get caught. Like, yeah, you can shut down the Rusty Arrows, you can kind of drag us around all you want, but you're going to lose your support of your Tomb Scorpions, and then Setcha will be isolated and on his Todd. Greenskins not taking any risks here, going to be falling back with the majority of their infantry corps, and just whipping up now with the Forest Goblin Spider Rider archers, and finishing off these single entities with some good old long-range Daka. Tomb Scorpion down to minus 31 leadership. Yeah, there's no way he's coming back from this one, and it looks like the other Tomb Scorpion just about stabilising right now. Poor Setcha is just currently vibing in the middle. It looks like, let's just saying good luck, have fun. For some reason there's always a delay on the chat there. And it looks like poor Satsuma has decided to let Setcha just kind of eat the bullets here as he lightly trots away. Tomb Scorpion trying its best to chase down the Rusty Arrows and at least kill a few more Gobbos. But it shall be game one to Alfredino. ODM are powerful, man, and so is Alfredino. Go Krotgar, go! I'd love to see some Krotgar in action. Can't wait for the Greenskin nerf in July. Honestly, I think that was a really good game. That was honestly like a really good game. Like, well played to Satsuma. And again, like, now Alfredino's used his Greenskins, and it's one of those factions that Satsuma still has in his back pocket. I really love the idea of the Triple Chariot here. I'm interested to see his opinion on the double Necrotect over the single Necrotect Tomb Prince, because then these guys get Guardian as well, and it's extra damage that he can deal to assassinate someone like Grom, and he managed to trap him relatively well multiple times. And we can see Setcha Imperishable, 1.6k damage value. The other chariot's 900 and 800 damage value. Of course, the, oh no. What's happened there? No. Go away, Microsoft. Sorry, Microsoft's like, you must update your OneDrive. I'm like, no, I refuse. Skeleton Warriors across the board died, which is kind of their jam, unfortunately, in this matchup. They're simply there to hold the line and allow the Tomb Scorpions to carry, and one did rather well, 1,200 damage value, the other only 620, and the Sneaky Snakes were well dealt with. Grom, 1,115, so kind of been outdone a little bit by Cetra, but he did lead him on a merry goose chase, allowing the Giant Red Troll Hag to Spirit Leech the enemy down to 1,600 damage value, but more importantly, bought time for his other units, and not the craziest damage value across the board, but you know, high hundreds, 800, 1,000, 780, that kind of good stuff across the board. Trusty Arrows did a good job, as well as the Skirmish Cav, just applying that constant pressure. I'm a massive fan of Morgrub's Mage Marauders, always have been, and 1,200 damage value is certainly nothing to scoff at. GG. That was a good one. And up next, we will be on Tower of Hoeth. So what do you guys think of that first game? We actually had a little vote as well before the stream, and it was pretty close. A lot of people came out to support both the lads here. This build can beat Stone Trolls. I can see it destroying Stone Trolls for sure. Should have gone with a box build. Box builds can work here as well, for sure. It is a realistically quite a tough matchup, and I think Tomb Kings kind of got outdone slightly as well. When you look at oh god, my mind's just gone blank, I'm too excited. When you look at the WWC and like who won the most games, Tomb Kings kind of fared slightly poorly, but I think that's because often people brought them as a counter to Greenskins, which is quite tough. Tower of Hoeth. Boop. Hey, Rubik's Raptor, the Ultimate King is here. How's it going, buddy? Hope you're all good today. Oh, I can't wait for Beastmen to get hyped up, for sure. Oh, for sure. Yeah, people did the same thing with VP, but like in reverse. People used to hate seeing VP, and now people love it. It's really funny. So Satsuma is now picking greenskins. Oh no! Double greenskins to start the day. Once again, banning Lizmen and Vampire counts. So looking to strike back pretty hard here. Let's update the scoreboard quickly as well to let the universe know Alfredino is currently 1 up, but you need to win 4 games, which is certainly a slogfest. Going to be quite hard for both of these players, but it looks like Satsuma going to be relying on his main faction here. Falling back, if you take a loss early on, in my opinion, in a competitive matchup, be it best of 3 or best of 5, best of 7, best of whatever you want, after you lose a game, fall back to your basics, fall back to your main faction, don't experiment too much with your build, play a relatively sensible build, and just get your confidence back flowing. That's normally my advice to people when this type of thing happens and you lose that game, because you don't want to get like too tilted. Oh yeah, people might shift their hatred towards Lizmen. I hope not, because I love my Dino Boys, and I think people overrate them slightly. I think they're very powerful, I think they're like A tier, but some people were telling me they're as OP as Greenskins. I'm like, it's a lie. We are going to get Vampire Coast. I think you took the wrong map, Rubber Duck. It says Tower of Hoeth on my screen. Let's try load it back. Did that work? Let's try and unload the map and load it. Boom, boom. Yeah, but honestly, it does make for good games as well at the same time. Like, we want to see these guys compete in the top level, right? And that means playing the top tier factions. Which, fingers crossed, means these bad boys will play some Lizardmen. I think I've seen Alfredino play them before. I've also seen him play some pretty cool High Elves. I see it this time. Awesome. Yeah, when you're sometimes chatting and someone changes the map, it won't actually change it. It won't actually, like, change it on here. Which kind of sucks. But who you rooting for in this one? I actually kind of want this game to go like 1-0, 1-0, 2-1, 2-2, just so we can keep it going as much as possible. And we're going to see a different attempt here to take down the Greenskin forces. Now, Vampires is a pretty interesting pick all round, because for the majority of their duration, their life duration in Warhammer, they've been a defensive faction. You can go Crab Rush, you can go Air Core, which I expect Alfredino to actually probably do here, but for the most part, they're quite defensive, and Greenskins, alongside Norska and Beastmen, are some of the best factions in the game at bomb-rushing enemy back lines. So it's going to be interesting to see how Alfredino actually plays this one. We're on quite a large map, so you can certainly sit back and kind of whittle down the enemy from range, but I don't think they have too many fantastic tools to deal with Goblin Wolf Riders and so forth. Now, one thing that Grombrindle, the quite fantastic Dowie player, taught me is up against greenskins, if you overcommit with your air force, you can sometimes overwhelm them, and we may see that here as well from the pirates, because they can get a load of deck droppers up in the sky, try to outduke and better position themselves up against the greenskins skirmish cav, and then greenskins really can suffer in that regard. I would quite like, though, to see Azag, maybe, from the force of the greenskins to counter that with Spirit Leeches. Yeah, I think Lizardmen are just really fun, man. Honestly. We'll have to wait and see. I don't have any, like, news on it yet, but I'm pretty sure we're going to be seeing some, good luck, have fun, looks like the lads are ready. Going to be seeing some nerfs for greenskins in the not too long future. Obviously, we have the DLC next month, which, I am pumped about. I don't know if you guys are, but Torx the Brass Bull, hell yeah. But the Lizardman Slayer, like the Doom Slayer, walks through the realms of chaos and they can't even, like, deal with him. Just killing demons for fun and they have to boot him out because he's too powerful. Honestly, Lizardman characters in lore are so brokenly OP, they basically have to stay in Illustria. You got people like Lord Croak who can just, like, change the moon and stars into laughing frog faces. Mazdamundi who can shift tectonic plates with his mind. Yeah, there's a reason Lizardmen, for the most part in lore, have to stay hidden away. So for Alfredino, it's going to be relatively expected. Up in the skies, we do have deck droppers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, in fact. Some of which are the basics, some of which are the handgun variety instead. We have a couple of bombers in the front line. A bucket ton of cheap and cheerful chaff that's just been summoned here to die. We have deckhand mobs with polearms, all the good stuff, and the current vampire meta, actually, which is 2 gunnery wights, and gunnery wights are such a huge pain in the butt to deal with. These guys are the bane of my Lizardman existence. They do such nice long-range armor-piercing work. They both come with Scab Escape as well to help clear out enemy chaffs and front line. We do have some artillery pieces coming in the form of double mortar, and it looks like the VP will be taking a defensive approach over on this left-hand flank. We have Count Noculus as well, coming in with, of course, all his summons, Raise Dead, the Moon Dial, and Invocation from the Hex. So, a very competitive build coming out here from the Pirates, but it looks like the Greenskins are well prepared for this, and Satsuma's done something I absolutely love when you know your opponent's going to go heavy in the air game. He has brought double caster. We have a Janitor Hag with Spirit Leech, but also an Orc Shaman coming in with Gaze of Mork, and, is that the Fist of Gork? That's what I want to call it. Yeah, Fist of Gork and Gaze of Mork. Nice to switch both of those up. We have Grom the Paunch once again, leading the charge for the Greenies. We have Goblin Wolf Rider Archer, so Skirmish Cavalry caught on this left-hand flank. The main battle line, though, is a lot more archers than we saw previously. We have Savage Orc Arrow Boys dotted all the way along with the Rusty Arrows. The beautiful thing about Savage Orc Arrow Boys is you summon some zombies on them, they turn around and they beat the crap out of the zombies. It's always funny to see. Savage Orcs shall make up the main line, so the smaller variety of what we saw in the previous game. We do have one Goblin Rocklobber as well, guarded here by the 8-peak loons, and hidden over in the trees, we have even more Wolf Riders. So the Skirmish Corps is going to have its work cut out, though, because that's a lot of deck droppers to try to shut down, and at the same time, the Gunnery Wights will be whittling away the enemy, and they can give each other extra ammunition. So it looks like Satsuma's ready to rumble, just waiting on Alfredino. Who is your money on? Yeah. Oh man, the adorable little Doom Skink, so good. So cool. Talks of, I'm really like overjoyed to actually see people enjoying Beastmen content, because something I haven't really been able to do on the channel much, because it just, like, no one wants to watch Beastmen, no one wants to watch Norska at the moment either, so I try and sneak them in every now and again, same as what I did with Beastmen, but now people are actually, like, intrigued by Beastmen. It's kind of really fun to see, you know, that switch around a little bit. So in the back here, looks like the deck droppers going to be taken to the flanks, just looking for any sneaky units. This is a really good top tier Torment trick, is if you're a bit worried that you have a defensive formation like this, you can actually deploy some fast moving skirmish cavalry or flyers on the flanks just to double check, just to make sure your opponent hasn't got anything in the back lines. And this is absolutely fine because he's going to be pushing forward with the rest of his troops. His mortars can start to open up fire. Deck droppers aren't actually currently needed. Count Noculus does push up, gets a lovely hit on the Giant Hag, who goes flying flat on her face. But of course she has regeneration, so she will get back up and come in to fight another day. Looks like the Wolf Riders are starting to reposition and kind of move out of the forest here. They're kind of slow rolling it a little bit, but we do, of course, have the Goblin Rocklobber, who is currently firing. I wonder what he's going to be targeting. Most likely the bombers, I would assume, in the early stages, because the double mortars is going to be a bit of a problem, but it seems a few of the rocks are currently aiming for Count Noculus. A load of shots do come in. Forest Goblin Spider Rider Archers, though, are relatively quick on their hustle and kind of dart forward here, though they've taken a few losses already. Gunnery Whites can now start poking back, but the Greenskins starting to rain down fire on the enemy. Looks like we are going to see a Gaze of Mork go down, and all the shots connect onto Count Noculus. Not doing much damage, though, whatsoever, but it may well be followed up by a Spirit Leech as well. The Rocklobber, for some reason, artillery seems to track Count Noculus really well, so you can kind of shoot him with Doom Diver catapults and other such units. And the Savage Orc Arrow Boy line has advanced ahead of the infantry corps, looking just to poke the enemy down as much as possible. And the Greenskins, you'll notice for once, normally they go very wide and they try to whip around the flanks with their cavalry to hop on top of key targets. They're staying very tightly compact here, and that is so they can cover each other from the fire of the deck droppers up in the sky, which I like this idea quite a bit, but it does have its drawbacks, and that's the fact the mortars are going to get some really lovely value here. A Spirit Leech does go down on the deck droppers, but they focus firing down at the Giant Ritual Hag in a bit of a middle finger back, and she's taking quite a considerable amount of damage right about now. Count Noculus not doing the worst here. Golden Wolf Riders are actually going to dart forward onto the bombers, looking to shut them down and put them in place a little while longer to buy more and more time for the arrows to pour in. A lovely Scabascape goes down the back line by Alfredino onto the Rusty Arrows, getting that unit off the field straight away, and the bombers applying pressure to the Savage Orcs, who have now decided to engage in hand-to-hand combat. And it looks like an Invocation Heck is going to go down. It was overcast as well. The Savage Orcs, though, are really starting to chew their way through the front line, but not before the bombers do reap a bloody toll. Another Gaze does go down, catching Count Noculus, but he's eaten them like an absolute champ, it would see. And a load of Greenskin forces are currently in retreat, but there is a load of Savage Orcs in the background continuing to rain down fire on the enemy. Also aiming for Count Noculus right now. One concern I do have is that both the Gunnery Whites are basically protected by Satsuma's want to kill Count Noculus, so they're going to rack up some lovely damage value. Good little Spirit Leech does go down on these deck droppers, who are now being focus fired down by the Goblin Wolf Rider Archers. It looks like the Giant Ritual Hag has managed to stabilise a little bit. And in the back line, there is a summon of zombie pirate deck cam mobs, forcing back the Savage Orcs, who are starting to struggle a little bit, actually. The front line of the Greenskins is kind of collapsing. Grom has popped Lucky Banner, and some of the deck droppers are starting to go down, and these guys are relatively key here for the success of the Vampire Pirates. Grom has now decided to engage with a Gunnery White, and a big cleaving strike from his axe cripples the flank there of the Gunnery White, doing some big damage. But now there's the double beastie over here. Grom is going to have to pull back, and rather wisely does it through the deckhand mobs to do some nice damage, and on to those Night Goblins. And we see the Fanatics are swirling into combat, doing quite a bit of friendly fire as well, though, to their own troops. We can see some Wolf Rider Archers have managed to flank around now. They're trying to shut down the mortars, but a lovely summon of the Pirate Gunnery mobs is going to keep these guys relatively at arm's length. Grom the Paunch is going balls deep, though, going for Count Noculus, hunting down the main prize, keeping his eyes on the prize, and 4,200 HP won't last too long. But now Grom is relatively isolated. War has been popped, allowing him to do some horrendous damage to Count Noculus, but both Gunnery Whites are here and can do some good work. The Savage Orc Arrow Boy line is still firing, and those deck droppers, though they have taken some damage, have reaped a bloody toll so far, and only the 8-peak loons are actually holding the main fighting force as bombers start to push through into the back line. Scabascape, double Scabascape on the 8-peak loons is going to stop them casting any more lunatics in the future. In the back line, Forest Goblin Spider Rider Archers have hopped on top of the mortar, trying to shut it down, but the polearms nearby will probably feast upon their flesh. Balance Power is dead even, but remember, there are currently summons on the field for the forces of the pirates, which will be inflating their standing at the moment. Because though it looks a little bleak, the Greenskins have been forced back time and time again. They have a bucket tons of ammunition left, and there's not much on the force of the Vampires to put actual pressure onto such units. You can see all the deck droppers are starting to crumble. Mork does miss this time. Count Noculus manages to juke down to 3.5k, and that Rocklobber has been firing at him all game, nearly out of ammunition however. Grom the Paunch needs to get out of here and regenerate up. Those Gunnery Whites are just beelining for him, rifling him up the bum, and he's not having a fun time, actually starting to waver from this pressure. Balance power for the first time in the game is now in favour of the vampire counts, or vampirates I should say. The archers are forced off in the distance here through that summon. That's really unfortunate that this unit actually shattered there. And now we've got loads more archers starting to whirl and twirl their little dance of doom around this right-hand side, aiming for those deck droppers as well as the mortars who have decent ammunition left, and they're a perfect counter to what remains of Satsuma's army, really bringing the pain on the Savage Orc Arrow Boys. It looks like the rest of the 8-pick looms have been cleared up. Count Noctilus is once again slapped by the spell. I feel like a Goblin's Vindictive Glare would have done more work so far, but maybe I'm wrong. Mither was popped, but at the cost of the Giant Ritual Hag routing. These Gunnery Wights have done some really good target priority so far. Plus, we have a summon of zombie Pyrodekhan mobs in the front line. It does look like Satsuma was ready for this, keeping some Savage Orcs in deep reserve. Now he can pull the Rusty Arrows back, move in the Savage Orcs, and assassinate this summoned unit. Count Noctilus is starting to get danger lower. Very close affair here as another magic missile comes in, down to below 2,000 HP at this point. Where is Grom? He is skulking behind some plant pots, trying to recuperate some of his HP, but the longer this game goes on, the more damage those mortars shall do. And it looks like they're trying to get in, but it's so well guarded, because you have the flyers up in the air applying pressure, and the halberds, or polearms, guarding, and these mortars are getting so much ammunition, up to 55 and 41 kills. Very impressive stuff. Count Noctilus does pop Arcane Conduit. He needs to start healing himself as soon as possible, but the front line of the Greenskin forces has been broken. Another gaze connects, but once again, Count Noctilus eats it like an absolute champ. The problem is for Grom in this situation, he could easily roll up on Count Noctilus and kill him, but in return, he would get assassinated here by the double Gunnery Wights, who will probably protect their master. And it looks like the Greenskin forces are going to be going down here. Alfredino taking a dominant 2-0 situation in this best of 7, but still plenty of games left to come. I don't want to count the Greenskins out yet. Of all factions, they're not one you want to count out, but it is looking very bleak here. The majority of their forces done for. So many troops being shattered. Another magic missile does go in, connecting with Count Noctilus. It's been a very accurate Orc Shaman. How much damage value has he got? It's not 1 kill, but 1,100 damage value. But with Grom being so low, the ammunition being so high off the VP, I just don't see a way back in for this. The Goblin Rock Lobber, who did fight out Count Noctilus the entire time, got 832 damage value. Not too shabby, but not what you expect for a unit, which uses up all its ammo for the duration of the battle. Goblin Wolf Rider Archers are being driven off once more. We have some without ammunition here who can try to come in and attack the enemy. And it looks like another magic missile will be going down on the Count himself. 2,100 HP. And boom! All shots connect. 1,800. That really does not do that much damage. I'm a little disappointed in it. I feel like Vindictive Glare maybe would have been the better threat here. Poor little Forest Goblin Spider Archers are already shattered, but still getting shot at by Count Noctilus, who's just not a happy bunny today. Certainly looking to get a bit of vengeance on the Greenskins for past grudges. 122 kills, nearly 2k damage value, lining up some fat shots as well. No doubt looking to rip shots into the Archer line, and Grom when he gets the opportunity. The Greenskins fighting tooth and nail, trying to find a way to scrap back into this. I really do think his main plan is just continue these magic missiles into Count Noctilus, try to finish him off and allow Grom to carry. But even if Noctilus goes down, there is 2 very healthy Gunnery Wights here. Very healthy. And with that, it looks like the Greenskins have bit the bullet. That was a close game. I do indeed like both builds there, but Alfredino proven why he was the finalist in the WWC with a good display. Big fan of his build, nearly 2,000 damage value on Count Noctilus. His summons as well, very coming in right at the key moment, popping them to apply pressure to the Savage Orc Arrow Boys. And yes, Orc Arrow Boys will win that in combat and beat down the zombies, but it's distracting them, it's stopping them from shooting, and it's whittling down their numbers. So good play by Noctilus there. Both the Gunnery Wights, these guys are so good at the moment. 1.6 and 1.7k damage value. It's so funny that even this late into Total War Warhammer 2's life cycle, we're still seeing new tactics and new units pop up here and there that no one even thought of really kind of using before. I never really saw double Gunnery Wight be so powerful until the last couple of months. The Apollo zombies, of course, simply were here to die, and they did that job rather well. Bombers got focus fired down by some good micromanagement by Satsuma. 300 damage value on one, but the others still got good, 844. The flies didn't fare too well, to be honest, quite poorly, but the mortars brought the pain, 745 and 635 damage. As for Satsuma, today was not Grom the Pauncher's day, only a meager 500 damage value. His Orc Shaman really should be the chieftain here, coming in with a pretty impressive 1,442, but only one kill. He couldn't quite get Count Knockless down there, but I do like the attempt. Savage Orcs got big kills in the front line. And it really came down to the Orc Araboy kind of Daka line, but it wasn't quite enough, unfortunately. If you have a little look at the damage value, none of them getting kind of into those crazy high stat lines. So up next, we will be on River and Maxon. Boo, 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 boo. If I can find it, there we go. And that is going to be a 2-0 lead to Alfredino. So let's quickly pop that up there. Boop. And it is 2-0. ViciousSatsuma currently on the ropes. He needs your support, chat. He needs the energy to flow through his veins to keep him active here. And Alfredino. It happens to the best of us. Oh no, what was this? That's the counter I should have picked, but not one I've practiced. Yeah, that can happen. And honestly, it's not a good idea to hard counter an enemy of a faction you don't play. Because you won't. Your opponent's probably played it a lot more than you have. Yeah, so Alfredino is going Lizardmen, working your way down the top factions. I do love to see the Lizardmen in action. Bravo Encore, yeah man. Alfredino put on a masterclass so far. I love Noculus, I love you, I love you. Do more of these kinds of videos, please sir. I will certainly try. For the best of sevens, I am going to kind of leave it to just trying to get like some of the best players in the game to play in them. I think is what I'm most likely going to do with these. In all my tournaments, anyone can enter. It does not matter about skill level whatsoever. But for I think the best of sevens, we want to see like big guns kind of going at it. And you can't get much bigger than Alfredino and Satsuma, so trying to top this was going to be pretty damn tricky. Yes, yes. Were you guys cheering for greenskins or the guy that just picked greenskins? Oh, I love it. Are you not entertained? Yeah, there's all the elves looking outside. What's up, Logic? How's it going, champion? Hope your stream was all good. The FLC will be interesting. No Doom Diver, says Taco Sad Face. I agree. I actually quite like Doom Divers in this matchup. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Good to see so many people here. I could always ask Turin as well to see if he wants to play one of these. I think he's just had surgery on his hand, though, so maybe that's one we'll save for a different point. We could maybe have, like, Turin versus Darv or something on the channel. Would be quite hilarious. Like, two streamers going at it. Oh, sorry, I wasn't sure if Rubber Duck of War wanted us to play for fun or not. Oh, no. You guys do what you want. I think it's supposed to be tried. Yeah, go for it, man. People haven't been memeing so far, so Alfredino, Ban of Vampire Coast and Skaven is a good idea. Dwarfs is a sensible counter pick here. But at top level, the Lizardmen have many options to crack open a Dowie box, but it can still be a little bit rough. Who will Satsuma go for? If I'm coming against Lizards, honestly, a Lizardmen mirror match isn't out of possibility. It's gone to point against some players as Lizardmen. I will ban Vampire Coast and Lizardmen rather than Skaven, because I don't think they're necessarily good defensive players. So I'll like bomb rush them instead. Oh, Glenn versus Falcon rematch would be great. I think Falcon's kind of he's playing in tournaments as well, like here and there, but he's not like going super try hard at the moment. But I can have a word with him. Because, I mean, now and again, like, he played in my tournaments the other day, and you can't ever, like, Falcon's still one of the greatest. He just came in and, like, dominated the tournament and won it easily. And then disappears into the void once more. What's up, Dog? How's it going, champion? Great to have you here, as always. Love the name. I believe Dog does art on Twitter as well, actually. I may be wrong. Duck versus Falcon, I feel like I would get absolutely dumpstered. Like, it wouldn't even be close, I'm afraid. I've played Falcon only a couple of times before, and I was like really proud of a game where I didn't get crushed. It was like a close game on a Darv live stream. And I was happy enough with that. So. Scaling can be brutal. Oh, Suf v Falcon would be great. But yeah, if you enjoy this type of format, literally just let me know. Best ways to do that, just, yeah, let me know in chat. Like the video, all that kind of stuff. Push it out to people. Man, I'm tempted to message CA Duck. I've never spoken to him before in my life. Just be like, hey man, you're a duck, I'm a duck, let's get some ducks into a war. That's not the worst idea, actually. I don't know how involved CA Duck is with Total Warhammer 3. I'm not the biggest YouTuber, so I don't know if they would agree to it. There's no harm in asking. I attempted to ask if he wants to do like an interview whilst playing like a best of 5 against me or something. About the new game. But, like, I mean, they've got no need to say yes to that, you know. But we'll see. But anyway, for the forces here of Alfredino and the Lizardmen, here's a man of class and culture I see bringing these dino boys to the fray. We have skink cults with javelins dotted all the way along the front line. These pesky little skinks cost only 400 gold, and they do get 2 throws, or 3 throws I believe, of their javelin. So I think if you have the money, they're almost always worth it over their cheaper cousins, the basic cohort. We do have a load of chameleon skinks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the front line, so this is similar to some builds I bring, where you just go for the pure amount of blow darts and javelins into the enemy face as possible, but he's brought some big tasty dinos as well. With the cohort of Sotek, one of the most powerful regiment around in the game who can refuse to die, Lord Mazdamundi, who, if you guys have watched my Lizardmen faction guide, Mazdamundi is, for me, comfortably the best Lizardmen Lord by a decent margin. Here's the ruination of cities here, banishment, shield of the old ones, apotheosis, harmonic convergence, and net of Amantalk. So a lot of competitive stuff there. We do have a feral carnosaur and a basic stegodon. So basic stegodon actually has a longbow on it, very good at taking out enemy cavalry. I'm interested to see the thought process behind this up against a rush faction, such as Chaos. He knows he has to deal with Northern Horsemen and Horse Masters, so maybe that is the idea behind it, to do a bit of counter-skirmishing. And Lizardmen, for the most part, aren't good at skirmishing. They're great at counter-skirmishing. At least that's, if that's worded correctly. So, like, they're not going to, like, whip around your flanks with fast-moving cavalry, but they're going to be able to, like, drag you back into them, and if you try to skirmish them, they have a lot of darts to bite back. For Satsuma, we have Mirror Guard as well as Chaos Warriors dotted all the way through the front line. Double Horse Masters, or 1 Horse Master, 1 Horseman on this flank, and then more Horse Masters and Throwing Axes in the centre, so a load of skirmish cavalry. We also have Chaos Warriors with Great Weapons, a good pick here because they're able to get through the thick hides and scaly skin of those Dino Boys. Some Chaos Warhounds of Poison, and Archeon the Ever Chosen, who will be able to give the goodies to Mazdamundi if Slayer of Kings is popped when he goes into hand-to-hand combat. He has Stand or Die, he has Burn Head and Fireball, but he does not have any way of healing. Mazdamundi does with Apotheosis, though Apotheosis is rather weak as far as healing potential goes. What's up, Ice Power? Hope your stream was good, man. I did manage to tune in for a little while. I was watching yours on a Logic stream earlier, good stuff. And oh my god! Oh, look at that burst damage down onto the Horse Masters! Oh, that is disgusting! A third health already gone, and the chameleons do manage to float away. These pesky little skinks are up to no good once again, but it looks like a lot of that fire is actually coming in from the Stegodon. Oh, this is a beautiful play by the Lizardmen. Look at where the battle line's actually going to form. It's not here. The Lizardmen are advancing. They have no intention of taking this frontline fight. They're simply going to pull back, use up the ammunition, and they can do this as well because the Stegodon in the back has nothing pressurizing it, and it can just shoot shots in to take out the Horsemen. This is such a cool idea with the Stego. I really love to see these kind of tactics being utilized here. I don't know if this is like a meta thing or just something I'm discovering now. Ruination is going to go down. It seems like it is relatively well timed. Will Satsuma notice it? It looks like he doesn't, but to be honest, it goes in random directions, so it's kind of hard to tell. I prefer to see it when the enemy is fully bunched up, but still did some decent work to the Horse Masters and Chaos Warriors. The Chameleon Skinks cackling as they retreat, tail between their legs, 360 blow dart and the enemy. Problem is, though, for the Chameleons at this point, is they need to be shooting the Horse Masters, which you can see Alfredino is trying to do. Because if they simply shoot the Chaos Warriors, they're not going to get their value. They're 100 armor with silver shields. Blow darts really aren't going to cut it. And this is one thing new Lizardmen players don't do enough. They think, oh, I can just kite back like this and get value. And you just don't, because you're shooting into units that you can't really hurt. But Alfredino obviously knows this, being a far more experienced player, and where possible is darting forwards and hitting the Horsemen, which is really good to see, though maybe darting a little bit too close to Chaos Warriors there, who do manage to kill a couple of the Chameleons on their retreat back out. We have Feral Cold Ones here, a unit I have bashed time and time again, but I'm sure Alfredino is going to prove me wrong. Hopping on top of the Chaos Warriors, doing some really good burst damage before falling back. A fat burning head does go down on the retreating Chameleon Skinks, doing some pretty good damage, it would seem. Now the Warhound's getting really aggressive, but Mazdamundi is here to babysit his precious Skinkies. Arcane Ever-Chosen, pop Slave King and stand your die. Lord Mazdamundi is going to be getting slapped around. Shield of the Odd Ones does go down as he retreats, but he's taking a bit of punishment here. Oh my god, look at the chunks of HP dropping off my boy Zlak. And Archaon really can dish out the damage. If Mazdamundi gets stuck here, that could be disastrous for Alfredino. Chaos Warriors are starting to push up. Skink cohorts are now Kobe javelins in, trying desperately to force off the horsemen, because if they can get rid of those horsemen, then it is all game for this Stegodon and Feral Carnosaur and Mazdamundi to mop up a lot of the remaining enemy troops. Mazdamundi does manage to escape, taking not quite half health, and looks like he's going to be popping an Apotheosis. It does only heal 480, but health is health at the end of the day. Mirrorguard get in there and slap up some of the cohorts, though they did pop refuse to die. Now the Mirrorguard are going to be engaging with the Skink cohort in Taurus combat, and this is certainly a fight that the Mirrorguard, though I love my little Skinks, they stand zero chance. The Mirrorguard will be able to dumpster them. We have a lot of the horse units still alive and active. A flank overload has now presented itself with the Feral Cold Ones as well as Feral Carnosaur pushing into the back line. A burn head does rinse those poor little Skinks, going to allow the Mirror Guard to continue to push forward, but the Stegdon is going to try and take advantage maybe and start plummeting into the front line, whilst a lot of the anti-large throwing axe troops are currently defending themselves in the back. Arcane Ever-Chosen does hop onto that Feral Carnosaur and starts getting around his bloody work. Foeseeker has been popped as he tries to chase him down, but some Skinks put their lives on the line. Some nice thrown axes also go into the Carnosaur, but in the back, those Feral Cold Ones don't really have great stats. They're probably going to be faltering rather quickly here. Another big bolt does come in by the Stegodon, up to 46 kills, and he's now going to be jumping onto the front, onto those Chaos Warriors. Great weapons will, in sustained combat, be able to pierce the rather impressive 110 armor of the Stegodon, but I don't know if they're going to get the opportunity to fight too long. Archaon is currently very healthy. All the Chameleon Skinks have pretty much used up the majority of the ammunition, likewise the Skink cohorts, and there is still a lot of chaos left on the field. Balance power ever so slightly in the favour of the Lizardmen. We are going to see a Burning Head come down the line, trying to catch both Skink cohorts as well as the Chameleon Skinks. I think casting it this way would have been a bit better, but still doing some nice work. Ruination does go down, breaking off some of the Marauder Horsemen, doing some lovely work there. And now we have the big dinos fighting side by side, and a lot of the thrown axes has been used up. Banishment goes down to try and clear out some of the Chaos Warriors with great weapons, and now more Chaos Warriors do engage in a heroic charge uphill against the cohort of Sotek, who actually run through them, looking to engage with more enemies. We need enemies. Skink's doing a decent job, not the craziest kills, but applying good damage. Archaon, with Slave King pops, doesn't really care that much about Shield of the Old Ones. He will be able to pull down Stegodons and other such creatures, but he's not getting the best of attacks in. Just as I say that, he rips a load of chunky health off of that large creature. The one problem for Archaon here is if he gets in trouble up against the Carnosaur and Mazdamundi at the same time, and it looks like that is going to happen. The Curse of the Commentator strikes again as the Feral Carnosaur gets cold-blooded and it gets into the action. Harmonic Convergence popped on Lord Mazdamundi. Archaon probably wants to retreat out of this and get a bit more support if he has any. Horsemen are using up the remainder of their ammunition at this point as another Burning Head goes down, trying to clear out the Skinks. And it looks like it will get these guys off the field and catch some of the Chameleons. A really good cast there. It's just constantly applying pressure to all these troops who are now being used to clean up some of the more fringe troops on the edge of the battlefield. Archaon is proven why he's the chosen one, though, challenging triple dinos at the moment and doing some big damage, but he needs to isolate these guys one by one, otherwise he's going to have a pretty rough time of it. Chaos Warriors are here to support. Mirrorguard as well rallied to his war cries, and the Mauler Horsemasters are now starting to actually get some pretty good damage, though more are getting shut down in the back line by Chameleon Skinks. You can see Alfredino's whip these guys around the side, looking to hunt down all the horsemen where possible. His vision of the battlefield and where he needs to get units is really quite top class here. Archaon is struggling. A Harmonic Convergence has been popped on that Stegodon, and when Stegodons charge in, 70 charge bonus ups their stats so heavily. So if you can pop a buff on them as they do so, my personal favourite is Horn of Kygor with a Stegodon. It's pretty disgusting. Arcane, the Ever-Chosen, is fighting firm, and the Bounty Power is actually pretty dead even. You can see, if you look across the battlefield, there's not that many Lizardmen forces left. Likewise, there's not that many forces left either for Chaos, but these Warhounds need to be remembered because they're so crucial. Likewise, all of these warriors, but of course, he's trying to micromanage in the centre of the fight. Stand your ground, or stand or die, I should say, has kind of been popped. Mazdamundi is getting low, but there's a problem here. All 3 dinosaurs are getting low, but he needs to kill one, and then the next, and the next. It doesn't matter if you do damage to all of them, if you don't kill them. We're going to see a Fat Banishment come down and catch out some of these troops. Archon getting very, very danger low at this point. Carnosaur doing a good job. Another Burning Head comes down on those Chameleon Skinks. Warhounds once again have been reactivated, hunting down Chameleon Skinks. But Archon really needs to get out of this fight. I don't think there's any way he's going to be able to muster the strength here to deal with these enemy troops. At least not with the support of the throwing axis, which he does have plenty of. But if he goes down, these guys will lose heart and run. It looks like that's just what's happening. And Alfredino coming out of the gate swinging. 3-0 so far in this best of 7. Oh, man, he's putting on an absolute clinic right now, particularly up against such a fantastic player as Satsuma. Now, it's not completely game over yet, but it is now when Satsuma bows out here. Oh, that was a good game. That was a very good game. You're seeing Alfredino's, like, I love that tactic. I love it, of like pulling back the Chameleon Skinks onto that Stegdon, which got 1.7k damage value. I'm gonna have to have a word with Alfredino after this battle, or after this stream, sorry, and have a little word with him about the Stegdon and what his idea was, and if it was to counter the Horsemasters, because I may be burrowing this build in the future. 1.7k damage value, Carnosaur 1.5, Chameleons across the board, 800. 770, 950, 640, and 588. Beautiful micromanagement by Alfredino, rotating them around the battlefield and taking out the key targets. He really did figure out what he needed to slaughter. Mazdamundi 1.5, they're very nice. He realised, I have to take out these Horsemasters, because even though they got focused down, they got decent value, 1,100, 500, 666. The Chaos Gods will be pleased with them. And I need to take these guys down. So that's what I did. You know, rotate his forces around and found a way to get past Satsuma's defenses. Frontline kind of suffered. It could kill Skinks when engaged in combat, obviously, but there was no real good solid battle lines for them to crush into. Archaon on 2.6k damage value. A real champ there. A real champ. GG. Arcane can slap the other 2 dinos once he's gone. Oh yeah, man. You did super good work with your lord. Oh yeah. Yeah, if he can kill the Carnosaur, he can do good work in sustained combat against the other 2. Yeah, that was pretty damn insane. So, on to Gorgazan next. And this is scary stuff, because Alfredino, or Satsuma, can't make a mistake anymore now. And has to win 4 games in a row against Alfredino, which is far easier said than done. He certainly is a player who can pull that off, though. So, if anyone's going to, the ViciousSatsuma himself is a good contender. So, let's update the scoreboard here. Alfredino up to a 3-0 right now, and steamrolling into the lead. And Gorgazan is the map, but it is his pick and ban now. We'll see who he goes. GG, love seeing the children of the old ones defeating Chaos. Likewise, my friend. Hey, we have the IKEA... Oh, no, it's not IKEA duck, so there's 2 Sebastians. One of them is IKEA duck. What's up, Sebastian? Hope you're doing well, man. I believe in Satsuma, screams Logic. We all do. Hey, Showtime, how's it going, buddy? How are you today? What's up, Mr. Phoenix? Sup to you as well. What's up, more as well? Thank you guys for tuning in, by the way. What's up, Caradoc? Me and Caradoc are rivals, but in a good way, like really friendly rivals. Caradoc's a great player, super lovely dude as well, always a blast to play him, but for some reason, every time I play in a tournament, if Caradoc's in that tournament, I'm playing Caradoc. There's no other way around it. We will meet somewhere, which is why I think we need to try and organise it that we're on the opposite ends of the bracket, so we always get to the final against each other. My friend! Man, Showtime played in one of the best streams I've ever done on the channel. Like, it was so good. We had Showtime versus Lotus Moon. Like, I honestly highly recommend going back and watching it. It was some cracking games. We got some really, really good games out of the WWC. We had Saphir versus Falcon, Lotus Moon versus someone else as well. I can't remember who it was on the same day. That was kind of like a surprise one. And then we had Showtime versus Lotus Moon. It was good. What's up, Bob Tresh, Zypher? How are you guys doing today? Hope you enjoyed the Lizardman victory there. Ooh, we've cracked the 100 viewer mark. Thank you. Just chilling and watching battles. Awesome, man. If this does end up going 4-0, we can see if the players want to carry on and just do the 7 games regardless. Or if not, we can try and get 2 more people in here, maybe for a best of 5 or something. I don't want to make it a super long stream because we have a very long one tomorrow. Time for the humiliating reverse sweep, hell yeah. And it's Vampire Counts versus Skaven. Alfredino counter picking with the counts. Both these guys have builds prepared. Yeah, that is a Lizardman build I am certainly going to be stealing. And looking to use, because people do like to counterpick Lizardmen with Chaos now and again. And it seemed quite fun. I'm interested to try it out. I'll probably, what I tend to do, if I enjoy someone's build, I'll take the build and I'll tinker it and change it, make it a bit more duck-like so it suits my style of play. And then I'll try it from there, you know. Hey, Loopy! Man, you're going to have an interesting battle up on the channel relatively soon. I think we've already cast one of your games, but man, Loopy sent like a little gift box of like ridiculously good replays. So, excited to see him in the future. So, for the forces here of Alfredino, looking to try to kind of solidify this best of 7 place. If he wins this, he's won the game. And here's a load of zombies. Cheap, cheerful, and just summoned to be here. These guys are the definition of meatbags. They got a load of HP, they're expendable, and they absorb charge and all that good stuff. We have some Black Knights as well. Good to see these guys get some love. Normally it's always Blood Knights. I must admit, I'm a fan of the triple Blood Knight gambit, but Black Knights are pretty fun. They're anti-infantry and can do some solid work. We also have the Die Pack as well, Regiment of Renowned Direwolves, who have anti-large. We do have Crypt Ghouls dotted around the battlefield, as well as Skeleton Warriors. This is a really odd Vampire Camp build. Up in the skies over Terror Goose, also known as a Terror Geist, and Manfred von Karstein. Oh hell yeah, Manfred! I don't get to see him terribly often. On a Zombie Dragon, coming in here with Invocation of the Heck, Raised Dead, Fate of Buna, interesting, Spirit Leech. This is a weird build, and Double White King, both a Scab Escape, of course. We also have the Claw of Nagash, I believe. This is an interesting Vampire Count build. I've never seen it played like as wide as this. It's so bizarre. I guess he's going to be looking to attack and make value from his breath attacks. But anyway, for the forces of Skaven and the glories of ViciousSatsuma looking to strike back, we have a load of Skaven slave spears, are very miserable and not happy to be here, but they are being forced to, and they can hold the line and dish out some damage. We have the Council Guard, pretty pivotal in this matchup in my humble opinion. Having an unbreakable unit of 120 troops is always going to be quite good, particularly in a faction like Skaven, who suffer from low leadership. Double Rattling Gunners, oof, this could be rough. The double Rattling Gunners are going to have some really good focus fire, but if they do, they can dish out massive damage to these flyers here. We do have Rat Ogres as well, 1 and 2 and 3. We have more just Clan Rats as well, holding down the back line. We have Atix Zap Zap Warp Lightning Cannon. And who do we have over in the distance? These guys I'm sure will be deployed. Oh, please say this is who I think it is. Oh no, I thought we had the Death Master. Well, we have a basic assassin. Rival Hide Talisman going to be very useful in a kind of defensive formation like this. We have a Warlock, my god, I keep wanting to say Warplock. We have a Warlock Engineer as well. Oh my god, this build's so good. He's coming in with the Howling Warp Gale to pin in the flyers, and then he can annihilate them with the Rattling Gunners. This is such a scary Skaven force. He also has the Warpstone armor, and in the forces we have a Grey Seal of Plague, coming in, of course, as you'd expect, with those summons, no doubt. Let's have a look. Yep, we've got the Vermin Tide, the dreaded 13th spell, which is always fun when that goes off, Unholy Clamour, and Scorch. I really do quite like this Skaven build, quite a bit, actually. Quite a bit. I think normally death boxes are a risky gamble where you're almost betting against the house. Like, the odds are slightly stacked against you when you go box build, because there's so many good counters to them. But if it works well and your opponent hasn't prepared for it, you annihilate them. What's up, Vixus? How's it going, champion? And Jonan, how are you? Nice to catch a stream. I've been watching your vids a lot recently. I appreciate it, man. I hope you enjoy. You have missed quite a bit of the action, but hopefully there's still potential for another 4 games here. It depends on Satsuma right now. This is a best of 7, and Alfredino has really taken the fight to the enemy. It's all about that content. Oh my god, what is this? Oh man, these guys are such good fun. Time for the humiliating reverse sweep. You fear it, says Satsuma. I love the fighting talk. It does make good content. That is sure. I would love a reverse sweep right about now. Yes, yes. Yes. Is it Brit if there's not Fate? Oh, for sure. Yeah, lots of spells can be good against box builds. 100%. I'm back. Drop those likes. Thank you, Black Fawn. Always appreciate having you here, champ. So, ViciousSatsuma is going to be lining up some shots. It is ready to rumble and fire, though it's doing some rather odd path in here to reposition itself. What are these guys doing? What is this? One's just facing the wrong way. These siege engines need to sort their crap out, I think, a little bit. And start raining down fire. Looks like that's just what they're going to do. However, Manfred is obviously going to be able to dodge this. Yeah, Alfredino is a top player. He's not going to be not trying to juke. Though it is kind of hard to do when the Warp Lightning Cannons kind of bounce back and forth and hit different targets. You don't know where they're shooting. They've already dealt some nice damage to the Black Knights there, and the second shot just whizzes just wide of Manfred von Carstein. His forces are going to be slow roll attacking here, so the zombies are going to be walking their way to the Skaven, just trying to waste the Skaven's ammunition. And if the Skaven want to advance instead, they're going to lose the hill advantage. Though the Warp Lightning Cannon does capture the Terrorgeist there, it is a relatively accurate device, at least as far as Skaven artillery goes, because it's regiment renowned. And Rattling Gunners do get in with some nice poke damage. Not going to be doing much. These guys really do shine when the enemy is quite close to them. But still, Warp Lightning Cannon is wreaking some havoc. Manfred gets a little lucky there because he wasn't juking at the time. It looks like the Counts are going to have to increase their charge a little bit to try and close the gap here. Black Knights down to 34 models. I can certainly see the Warp Lightning Cannon switching targets to them. For a little look here at the map as an overhaul, you can see Alfredino taking his time, not panicking, just bomb rushing headlong into the enemy. And oh no, the Claw of the Gash takes some pretty bad damage there, but as I was saying, Alfredino taking his time, making sure he gets that lovely surround, wants to hit the Skaven from all sides at one point, and then just collapse down upon them, because that is kind of the doom of box builds, is that they get collapsed on quite quickly. More shots do hit the Terrorgeist, and it looks like they all connect. Oh, the last shot just whizzes by, doing some pretty solid damage out the gate. Now, these guys, of course, can be healed up, have regeneration and all that nastiness, but damage is damage at the end of the day. Manfred dodged with style. Manfred always dodges with style, I agree. But the Claw of Nagash, less so. Bit more a slumberous war engine, down to 3,400 HP, and if that gets annihilated, that would be a big loss here for Alfredino. The Terrorgeist as well need to be a little bit careful, because though ViciousSatsuma will eventually run out of ammunition, if they get close and hit, those Rattling Gunners are really going to tear apart the enemy. And you can see the Warlock Engineers actually moving in, looking to try and pin some of these characters in place. Skaven Slaves are pushing up as well, likewise are the Rattling Gunners, who may even unload on the White Kings. It's not a bad idea, you'll still do some pretty decent damage. The Claw of Nagash is unfortunately taking a bit of a pounding at this point, but due to some good juking, isn't taking anywhere near as much as it would normally. White Kings are going to start to engage here with the Skaven Slave Spears, but the Spears are going to be poking them down quite nicely and holding the line at least. And the first Hallan Warp Gale does come down just as a few shots come in. Rattling Gunners need to push up. It looks like they are fine, but they're quite out of range, so the damage really isn't going to be as significant as it would be. A well-placed Invocation Heck pops down on Manfred to try to keep him alive. Big shots coming in now. Oh my god, his health is starting to chunk as both Rattling Gunners dagger fire in. Oh my god, Manfred, even with the Invocation Heck, is going to be going down to about half health. The Claw of Nagash has engaged in the front line, and the first breath attack does go down onto the Rattling Gunners, slaying 6 models, which is, yeah, that's some good work right there. Claw of Nagash is in a dangerous territory. I honestly think the Rattling Gunners should switch target priority to it, though the Terrorgeist are getting ripped asunder! Down to half health! Oh my god, look at the flyers! Look at them! They are so beat up. Alfredino, experienced player, knows if he falls back and slows down the game, he can heal them up and have them as great war engines once more. Rattling do charge in, trying to deal with the Claw of Nagash, and this is great play by Satsuma, because what are you going to do? Are you going to counter-punch me with your only anti-large units, the Terrorgeist? I don't think so, because then you're going to get shot by Rattling Gunners, and it's all kinds of problems. The Dire Pack have managed to get into the back line, which is very scary here. Unfortunately, they get caught on Skaven Slaves. They need to gun it for the Rattling Gunners to finish them off, but it seems like one Terrorgeist has now gone down, and it's just about survived. It is starting to crumble, though. Rat Ogres need to pull back at the moment. Manfred getting annihilated, down to 500 health, minus 16 leadership. He is most likely going to crumble into dust if he takes one more good hit. Dire Pack so close to getting into the line. The first miss micro we've seen from Alfredino all day. Not actually continue to push those guys through. Manfred, he's done for. He's just trying to get some damage out while he can. He does pop a summon as well, but the Grey Seer is going to just quite easily juke and flee here. Rival High Talisman goes down, and Manfred is dead. Somebody give those Rattling Gunners a promotion. Council Guard are now popping on top of the Dire Pack, looking to finish those doggos off, and they're certainly able to do that rather effectively. These Rattling Gunners have used up about half ammunition on this unit, the other one barely any, but they've done some pretty good work. Terrorgeist is having to commit to a ground engagement, and that is game. Oh my god. Oh my god, the Rattling Gunner power! That was insane. Yeah, Ratatatatata would be far more appropriate. Oh, Alfredino, man. He just couldn't handle Satsuma's fury, and the king is back. It is going to be 3-1. Alfredino, 4 damage value on Manfred. That is a rough one. The White King struggling as well, and suppose the infantry never engaged in combat. And just across the board, nothing really got value. The Terrorgeist, 291 from that one breath attack. There's not too much analysis I can do in this game, as far as damage value and stuff goes, because nothing really needed to get much, but we will certainly look at the ranged units and the Ratogos. Stragos did some nice counter punch, just trying to finish off the enemy, but more importantly, Itik Zap Zap, despite really good micromanagement all round, still got 2,973 damage value, which is scary. But more importantly, the Rattling Gunners, 1,000 and 2,318 damage value. Absolutely insane. GG. Ratatatatata. Man. Whoo. Let's hope there's more to come for the viewers. I choked hard. Man, that was that's that content right there. Man, that was a fun game. That was hard, though, to deal with that amount of Skaven. So the next map up shall be Iron Sand Desert. The comeback is on. ViciousSatsuma proving why he's the most vicious fruit in all the realms, and getting on to the board. 3-1 here. And I love to see it. I would obviously love this to go to 3-0 and then get a triumphant final, you know? Yeah, man, that was that's vengeance if ever I saw it. Man, I love Rattling Gunners. I can never make them work as well as someone like Satsuma, but, you know, in the hands of a player who knows how to use Skaven, yeah, you can bring the pain. Oh, I love the logic sloth. Satsuma won with a faction beginning with S. Lizardmen are called Saffron in Age of Sigmar, therefore he should play Lizardmen. Or maybe I just want another Lizardmen game. Well, I would love to see some Lizardmen in action, but no! This, oh no. Oh no! We have a grudging! Alfredino picks Empire, bans Vampire Counts and Lizardmen. Satsuma brings Dowie. This has become a far more even matchup now that Empire players have realised the power of the Hellstorm rocket battery and the massive amount of damage it can pour out. What's up, Lord Corn? The comeback begins. I actually need to message you, bud, because I have an answer finally for your question of setting some cool stuff up. I guess I can announce it like now. It was going to be announced in a video I'm working on. But yeah, I'll save it for now. I'll probably announce it in the video that's probably coming out Friday. But we're doing some cool stuff on the channel, for sure. Well, and off the channel, but cool stuff relating to a Rubber Ducker War. Yeah, the Skaven studied the Britain, basically. Satsuma, oh, I need to build an army. I haven't played this in a long time. That's fine, man. Take your time. Take your time, champ. It could be 3-2. This is generally considered very heavy Dowie favoured, but honestly, it's way more even than people give it credit for now. It is, like, way more even. Yeah, Lord Corn, we're going to get what we were talking about set up Probably, I was meant to sort it out today, but I ended up working on a very long video instead, which I'm excited to bring to you guys. It's not finished. I was going to do it all in one go, and then realised I need to save my voice for this stream. But it's going to be like a 2 to 3 hour video that's dropping soon. And then we're going to start a new series, which I think a lot of you guys will like. Which I'm not going to announce because I don't want anyone to steal it. Because I'm actually really excited about this series. Oh, but yeah, we've got loads of cool stuff. So if you guys are enjoying the stream, do make sure to leave a thumbs up. It actually helps way more than people think. Pushing content out to more people is massive. And feel free to subscribe as well. We got all kinds of events coming up. Darv contacted me as well about doing a duo stream for something. Oh no, I think 2 streams, but like for the same event, which will hopefully be coming after the next DLC, which is going to be really cool. So we just have loads of fun stuff on the way. Yeah, I feel like he's going to go Hellstorms. I think they're actually good here. Just ask Logic what Hellfires can do to Dowie. Oh, that sounds like there's a story behind this. Kill, main, burn! Man, any of you guys remember Dawn of War, the game? The voice acting on that was amazing. I still quote it now to some of my friends who I played the game with back in the day. But like, I don't know what they paid the voice actors on Dawn of War. They need to give them a promotion. They needed to. Because they really committed. I don't know if I've seen as good voice work in a 40k game at least. The Total War Warhammer games have some beautiful voice acting. Particularly Gotrek. But yeah, my god. The voice acting in Dawn of War was next level. The first game I'm talking about. And I guess there's the few after that as well, before they moved on to Dawn of War 2. But, yeah, sanity is for the weak is a quote I use regularly in day-to-day life, which probably isn't, good. To use that. I do worry sometimes what some of my work colleagues think about what I say. But at the end of the day, sanity is for the weak. Oh, let's have a little sip of my drink to keep me alive. That's that good stuff. Man. Come on, Satsuma man. Dowie believe in the comeback. The reverse sweep is possible. Likewise, I always hate to see Alfredino lose because he's such a champ. But I don't like rooting against him. But I want more games, I want this to go all the way. I'll get the Damaskar on. Get it ready just in case. This is a lore question, actually, for anyone who knows a lot about fantasy lore. Because I think this is the case, but I was talking about this, I believe, with Logic, actually, the other day. I'm assuming all the Dwarf Lords in all the Dwarf Holds have their own mini Book of Grudges? Like, their own Book of Grudges, so they can keep track. And in the Damaskar is for, like, the big grudges against all Dowie kind. I think that's right, but I may be wrong. So I swear I read, it's either called Grudge Bearer or Oath Bearer or something. I think it's Grudge Bearer, the book. I seem to remember the Lord having his own Book of Grudges. Sanity is indeed boring, I agree. I agree for sure. Ooh, it's a nice little stretch. Looks like Alfredino knows what he's doing in this matchup. He's got a build prepared. Satsuma, on the other hand, shall be taking his time. There is a really fun build, which I used to bring, which isn't legal anymore. But you can alter it to make it legal, which is obviously the max range you can go. It's like 5 cannons for the dwarfs, and you just spread them around the map and try to shoot the enemy artillery down as quick as possible. Then you spread out a load of like quarrelers and rangers and some thunderers, and then just miners and a runesmith. It's real like all in on the guns, but yeah. This is the problem, Nick. This is generally, I know you're joking, but this is honestly the problem. That Alfredino knows that Satsuma knows that Hellstorms are good, so he brings something else. There's so much mind games that go on this. Yeah. Oh my god. But Satsuma knows that Alfredino knows. Yeah, it's one of these. Oh man, there's a really cool picture, Michael, that I love, which you just kind of reminded me of the Welcome to Starly FM, which is like these like Skaven, I think it's Quick Head Taker, like an image of him with like Born to Kill written across his chest, and it's like a Vietnam style picture of them invading Lustria, and there's like chameleon skinks in the trees blow darting them, and I wanted to use it for some thumbnails and stuff, but I couldn't find who the artist was to contact them to make sure it was okay. A Wild Vanguard Dowie build here is not terrible. You still need the artillery, I think, for it to work, but you can advance with rangers and miners. It's a problematic if the enemy has cavalry, but then they get baited into the vanguard, and you shoot the cavalry with the cannons. It certainly can work. Oh man, if we get a hammer at Rush Butcher Bird, I will be a happy ducky. Hammers are so cool. I'm just going to turn my light on. Be back in a half a second. Ooh. And I'm back. That was literally half a second, hopefully. Man, it's been a fun stream so far. We have another one tomorrow as well. For you guys who are salivating at the lips to get some more Warhammer competitive action, we're actually hosting Death Before Dishonor tomorrow. Which you guys can join in and play, by the way. If you join my Discord, there's a link down below in the description. Go to Death Before Dishonor, it should be pinned in there. You guys can join in, it's a best of 3 style tournament, and that's where we get all our real competitive stuff on the channel kind of from. And we live stream the semis and finals, and the winner qualifies for the grand finals, which should be cool. And I think that's qualified too. So we have 4 qualifiers normally, and then the winner of each qualifiers comes together and fights in the grand final. We've had some good winners in the past. I don't know if anyone's ever won it twice. Thinking back. Has anyone won Death Before Dishonor twice? We've had some big players win it who you'd expect to win events multiple times, but these kind of long, you have to qualify, then do a grand finals, can become quite grueling. You do see different winners popping up now and again. Yeah, I feel like they have like little grudge diaries. Pretty much. That I will use my arcane gifts to ensure your bodies are given unto Moore's garden. That doesn't sound too pleasant. I'm not gonna lie. Not the most pleasant thing in the world. Satsuma really contemplating here on how best to deal with the Empire. Yeah, I think the mass cannons is arguably the best way, because it deals with a lot of the problems Empire can bring to dwarves. Likewise, a gyrocopter air force is risky if your opponent's gone all in with the handgunners, but it's a brilliant counter to mass artillery if they don't bring handgunners. But handgunners are one of those units you almost always see in this matchup. Just checking some variant rules. Fruit rules has me confused. Oh, we're using banner rules, but... Oh, I think he tried out the other one, so... All good, take time. Yeah, no rush, man, no rush. Maybe he's been practiced under a different rule set. I have heard about the other rule set. I hadn't fully looked through it. Someone else as well, I believe Dacta, of Clan ODM actually, has been working on some rules and sent them to me as well, which I need to read through a little bit more. But I'm going to wait, personally I'm going to wait for them to, all the rules to settle a little bit and not make a decision until the new DLC comes out on where I'm going to take the game with the rules. I will probably just go, like, it will most likely be with the majority of what people want, because I think having rule sets for every tournament which are heavily different just gets real messy. So I might just have a chat with some of the other tournament hosts and see what people go for. Oh, don't worry, I will be. So I have no news yet whatsoever on when I can get my little duck wings on the DLC. But as soon as I can, and I'm allowed to show stuff, I will be. You're going to see stuff on the bigger channels first. So the way CA operates this is, like, you can be... Oh, God. This is all on the website, so I'm not, like, spoiling anything. But there's, like, content partner and content creator, maybe? I think. And do a content partner. I was actually getting relatively close, but they've just, like, upped the milestone. You needed to get 8,000 subscribers, now you need to get 15, which is a bit of, like, a heartbreak, because that was kind of, like, my aim for Total Warhammer 3. But still, you know, it is what it is. So the bigger guys, so, like, yeah, like, your Turins, your Darvs, and so forth, they get early access, like, quite a bit in advance. And then they get to show off stuff. And then, a little bit closer to time, kind of your small channels, like myself, then also get a chance to show a little bit of early access. And normally 1 or 2 things get kept, so we have new stuff to show as well. And then it gets released to everyone. That's how it tends to work. And Satsuma's ready. Good luck, have fun. Awesome, awesome. Let's ready up. And when Alfredino is good to go, we will rumble. Let's have another little sip of our drink. Can feel my voice dying a bit. And some good water. Yeah, isn't, I need to learn how to say the new Lizardmen Lord's name. Is it Oxhotl? Or something along those lines? Apparently he has a really silly sounding, like, weapon as well, the blow dart. I'm excited, though. I really am more intrigued about the Lizardmen, but I understand people's more hype for the Beastmen. It's just because I'm a Lizardman fan in general. I used to play them on tabletop when I was a kid. So let's have a little look at the builds, and someone called it. Someone called it. We have a Greatsword Rush build. This is some good fun. So we have triple handgunners, none of which are silver bullets, of course, because silver bullets have stalk, which is lovely, but they also have magic damage, which is no good against the dwarfs. We then have swordsmen and halberds, and you may be wondering why halberds. It's, you don't need the anti-large, but they have armor piercing, which is quite nice. We also have the Sigma Suns, unbreakable troops. And then a front line of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 great swords. Welcome, lads, to Iron Sand Desert. Here we bomb rush you. And these guys with the Holy Glow of Sigma on them there, looking pretty damn scary. We have a Bright Wizard coming in with Burning Head, interestingly enough, and Fireball. Fireball, good at taking down artillery pieces. And Marcus, oh no, Huntsman General. What is this from Alfredino? Madness. Comes in with the Huntsman General. Looks like he's bought none of his items or abilities, just looking to be cheap and get that value where possible. I must admit, this is a unexpected Empire build, but a pleasant, a surprise as well. For the force here of the Dowie and the mighty ViciousSatsuma, we have Dwarf Warriors and Dwarf Warriors of Greppans dotted along the front line, backed up by blasting charges. Now, these blasting charges have to hit those greatswords. Otherwise, the greatswords are going to dish up the damage on these Dwarf Warriors so goddamn quickly. More Dwarf Warriors in the back line, but we do now have a load of Rangers. 1, 2, 3 basic Rangers. We then have, some more Rangers as well. Is it just, it's because I'm zoomed out, they look different. We then have Bugman Rangers, a very interesting unit choice there. And, so quite cheap range force, going very rather wide. We have Slayers in the back line. We have Ulfar's Raiders, who can also lower the armor, with their ability marked by Ulfar. You lower armor, missile resistance, and missile parry chance. And in the force, we have a Rune Lord coming in with just the double rune, so no triple for him. I can guess what they are, but we'll go over them anyway. Wrath of Ruin, as well as Master Rune of Oath and Steel. Cool, I was wrong. I thought it was going to get the Rune of Negation, but the extra armor will be quite tasty. So this is really going to come down to if the Empire, who battle line's a bit wider, can wrap around and shut down the Rangers, because if not, the Rangers will get really good damage against the Greatswords, who have 95 armor, which isn't shabby whatsoever, but they don't have any shields. These are two very unexpected builds against each other, and I love to see it. I love to see it. Yeah, we're using band rules, I think, so it's fine. But the Rangers do start to advance here, looking to pound down the enemy from range. Huntsman General's just going to spend his entire day focusing down the Rune Lord, which is a really solid idea. And it looks like the Great Swords and Halberds are going to be falling back here. Very interested to see how the Great Swords perform. On paper, they should do well. Armor piercing, good against infantry, but it's easier said than done. Fireball does come down the line, but Satsuma recognizes the threat, reorganizes his troops to take that on the front. This is a really good and top tournament player's skill here. If he just stayed still, the Fireball actually rains down the line, kind of like raking the side of a ship, for example, and it does horrendous damage, kind of like an amber spear. Great Swords taking the pressure as they retreat as well, which is not good news for them, taking some pretty big burst damage. Huntsman General, though, is looking to poke down the enemy commander. Rune Lord is having to stay way away from the enemy battle line. We're going to see a Burning Head come down on the Rangers. It looks like it's not dodged, and yes, dwarves have magic resistance, but it doesn't really matter at the end of the day if a big fireball is going to consume your flesh and soul. Luckily, the other units did manage to dodge out the way. Good micromanagement there by Satsuma. Bugman Rangers, I thought it said they were flammable there briefly, but I guess that's because the spell wasn't deep to cast. Huntsman General takes massive burst damage. That is a little bit of a disaster, and is going to force the rest of the Empire forces to react and start to push forward. Rangers have taken a bit of a beating as well, but the Great Swords now are getting pummeled by thrown axes as Ekron Miners push forward and sing my beautiful blasting charges. Sing. The Great Swords start to get annihilated. Marked by Ulfar is going down there as well. Though the miners shall be caught now, before they get off all their blasting charges, there's just layers upon layers of blasting charges to pour onto the Great Swords. But a load are starting to move around this right-hand side flank. Slayers don't have any good targets whatsoever in this fight here because of the Empire build. And this is a really fun build all round. The Dwarf Warriors and Great Weapons are really struggling up against the Great Swords, particularly because of the support of the Handgunners. But both the Great Swords in the central pocket have been dealt with and slaughtered, and those Rangers are having a fun time at the moment. But a well-placed burning head here could crush the Dowie forces, and oh no! It looks like, oh no, Alfredino spotted it as well. One Ranger pretty much down, the other two taking massive damage. Ekron Miners taking punishment as well. That cast has turned this game around, because it did look like it was slightly going in favour at the moment of the forces of the Dowie, but after that burning head, I think the Empire are in the ascendancy. We still have decent support from the Rangers. They're a cheaper unit, so it's not the end of the day, but they're very much needed here. Bugman Rangers focusing fire down those Great Swords, doing a good job, but Dramback Slayers have got a Master Rune of Oath and Steel popped on them, giving them 60 armour, are currently dueling with the Halberds and supporting the Rune Lord there. Dwarf Warriors will be able to catch these swordsmen, but the Halberds are pushing their way into the back line. There are simply too many men of the Empire driving into this Ranger force. Now, the Rangers aren't great melee combatants. They're not terrible either, particularly the Bugman Rangers, who do have that charge defense against large as well. But if their dwarves can cripple this right-hand flank hard enough, they can actually retreat this way with their ranged troops. But there's just swordsmen and swordsmen everywhere darting into the back line. A real strength of numbers game right now. Droneback Slayers are pulling back, but there is no safety at the moment. Maybe this direction is the only way the dwarves can go. It looks like the Ekron Miners lose their last blast and charges onto the Great Swords, but it is not quite enough to break the brave men of the Empire. And the balance power is currently in favour of the dwarfs, but that's a lot of Rangers starting to get shut down at the moment. Ulfar Raiders doing some pretty brutal damage onto those Great Swords. Now these Longbeards need to hustle, need to turn their booties around and push back into the centre, looking to hold back the swordsman. Once again, a top-class cast of Burning Head. This time Satsuma catches it a tad late, but not too late. And the Halberds actually take a decent amount of damage, and the Rangers manage to survive. And the dwarfs are starting to stabilise a little bit, but there's a big problem coming in the form of that Huntsman General and the Handgunners, nearly finishing off the Rune Lord here, although the Ulfar Raiders are starting to push up. Rangers trying to hold back swordsmen. We do have some more Rangers who can come back into the fray, but these these Handgunners on either flank are starting to cause all kinds of problems here. Dwarf Warriors, Miners, Rangers, all of them engaged in combat right now with these Great Swords, who are suffering quite badly. A lot of the Empire troops in the central pocket have been dealt with, but likewise, the Ulfar Raiders get slaughtered there by the Bright Wizard. Balance power for the first time in the game does come now in favour of the Empire. And these two handgunners, there's nothing to shut them down. Focusing down the Rune Lord, trying to finish him off for good and drive him off the battlefield. Master Rune of Oath and Steel does go down, pimping up these Slayers to try and duel the Great Swords. The Great Swords will be relatively decent in this situation anyway, and you can see they are decapitating and pulling off limbs and ripping out the stomachs of these Dowie warriors. The Runesmith is running for his life, which I certainly do not blame him for. This game's certainly not over. I mean, we've got Rangers coming back. Bugman Rangers are going to be massive here with their regeneration. They need to finish off these handgunners, but there's 3 handgunners and only 1 unit of the Bugman Rangers. They are starting to pick apart this unit on the left-hand side, but the Huntsman General has stabilised. In the distance, the Dwarf Warriors have driven off some swordsmen, and we may see a resurgence of the Dwarfs if once again they can sort out their back pocket. But I think that initial Burning Head we saw do massive damage to triple Rangers really has started to determine this game a little bit early, because the Rune Lord down to 500 health no longer has the support of his bros. He's trying to pull back and kite, which is his best bet here, but at the end of the day it's still pretty rough. More swordsmen have been fished on this left-hand side, and we have a lot of Dwarf Warriors left. They're just kind of scattered to the winds. But if they can reform a battle line, if this Runesmith can kind of just fall back faster and get out of range of these handgunners, maybe the Rangers can seal the deal. And a Dwarf comeback isn't completely out of the question here. So if we get these miners back, and balance power is only this bad because the Rune Lord as well is so danger low. But One misplay now by Satsuma, getting this Rune Lord too close, and that is game over. And bullets whistling all around him, but luckily he's ducking his little head down and surviving. Dwarf Warriors can push onto the handgunners and get real aggressive, as they have seemed to have won the front line. And are we seeing a daring comeback? Bugman Rangers and Rangers are focused firing down this unit on the right-hand side. Empire's turn to kite back now. This Rune Lord needs to survive, but a cheeky fireball from that Bright Wizard would be enough to finish him off, or at least shatter him for good. Bright Wizard is currently busy finishing off these Rangers, which isn't a bad idea, but the Ulfar Raiders have returned to the fray, which is more important than it seems. There's not many of them left, not much ammunition left, well, it's a decent amount of ammunition, but not much damage outpour they can do, but they have marked by Ulfar, which can do some pretty good work. If they're a bit closer here, they could drop it right now on the Huntsman General, and the Rangers could just pour fire in. I would honestly be shooting the General right now. He's way overextended, he has little to no armor, and yeah, just start shooting. And it looks like that's just what the Dwarfs are going to do. His health is pouring off him at the moment. He's whipped out his sword, trying to engage in combat. This is a real risky play, I think, by the Huntsman. And the handgunners are being chased away by Dwarf Warriors. They're trying to kite, but their friends have left them. There's no great swords, no swordsmen left. Oh my god, this is so close. Runesmith is just Leroy Jenkins out of here. And the Huntsman, I don't know what he was playing at. I think he was trying to get some shots onto the Runesmith, or hold back this tide to allow him to kind of counter and pull the enemy wide. But the handgunners are just going down here. The Dwarf Resurgence out of nowhere. ViciousSatsuma pits on his war face and starts scrubbing out some grudges, perhaps. But the Empire play not done yet. Fireball does come down, trying to rake along the sides here of Bugman Rangers, but they reposition once more. Marked by Ulfar goes down on him as well. Huntsman General has potential to rally, and he's actually a bit closer now to the Rune Lord than he was previously, so this is still pretty risky stuff. Balance power is dead even at the moment. Dwarves have to push off these handgunners. It's not optional, it has to be done. Get rid of all these troops. And even if they do that, with the Huntsman alive, he might kill the Rune Lord here, who's very low. 360 health, Huntsman lining up these shots. Just 333 health himself, but he does connect with the Rune Lord. Master Rune of Oath and still goes down. Where are the Rangers? It looks like they are turning to engage. Oh my god, this is such a close fight. The Rune Lord breaks though and starts to run for his life. Hunts Marshal does get a shot in his rear, down to 99 health. One more shot. Fire, Legolas, fire! Nope, he stops firing. Maybe the Dwarf got out of range. He actually routes first. Balance power falls heavily into the Dwarf favour, and they shall be victorious. Holy moly. That was wild. That was wild. I don't think there's any way the Empire can come back here. Brightwood is gone, and that's game. That is game. That was wild. Yeah, Fireball works a similar way to Hammer Spear. Agreed, Michael, agreed. Woo! I hope you guys enjoyed that one, because, my god, Satsuma pulled that back. He was crumpled in the center of his formation. It worked well to start with. That Bright was then punched back, and it looked like it was over the Dwarfs. Balance Power did not like him whatsoever, but he scrapped, and the Rune Lord does live to fight another day with a massive 14 damage value. Of course, he's here for his buffs. Minus the Blast and Charges, 565, 525, did some good work. Dwarf Warriors across the line fared a little bit worse, but again, it was real a kind of quantity over quality vibe today. Ekromines, 790 damage value, good work by them. The Slayers, 735 and 1000. Due to the buffs of the Rune Lord, they actually performed pretty good, but the Rangers were the real heroes. 468, 555, 466, 719 and 200 damage value on the basics. 570 on Ulfar Raiders and Bugmans. 1000 MVPs for a unit. I really struggle to use in the game. It never seems to work as well as I want it to. As for Alfredino, I like the pick of the Huntsman General. 1,300 damage value is good. 1.4 on the Bright Wizards as well. Swordsman and Halberds, not the best damage value, but just went very wide to try to flank around behind the enemy. Great Swords really suffered here. Like, 1 or 2 units doing okay, the rest getting slaughtered. But it did buy time for the handgunners to get nice value. 700, 1,000, 1,200. Trying to do it for Sigma. I was not expecting that wilder match from Dwarfs vs Empire. Well, Dire Resilience is a scary beast, my friend, and we're going now on to Eschen. Satsuma, scrap him back. Whoo! GG well played. GG well played. That was mental. That was really cool. Well, we mashed all our stuff together, and it turns out dwarfs are just more cost efficient for sure. It was very close. Yeah, the burning head nearly turned that. Alfredino spoiled it. Satsuma's recognised it after the game, but that could have turned the game on its head. Now that is how we settle grudges here. I agree. That game was insane. That's the only word like I can use to describe it, like mental or insane. That was some pretty wild stuff for sure. For sure. And we will be moving to Eschen now, which is a rather large map. And if this does go the way, it will be Oakenhammer. So let's update the scoreboard here. Satsuma is still down. Down 3-2. But that's certainly not out of a comeback now. Like, we joked before about the reverse sweep, but ViciousSatsuma is kind of one of those players who can indeed pull off something like this. Let's get a little sip of water. There we go, try to save my voice a bit. And let's hop back in and see if these guys are debating. Almost let you outplay me to win there in that matchup, yeah. Yeah, the Rangers were quite close and in like little box formations, which for new players out there, you may be asking why would you ever go in a tighter box formation with ranged troops? And the answer is because it's way quicker to turn. You can reform ranks much quicker in a tight box than a long spaghetti line, but the long line takes less damage, like firepower from the front, obviously, because, for example, a cannon shooting into a big blob of Dowie is going to do a lot more damage than if it's shooting into a line of like 2 or 3 deep Dowie. Who wins in a 1v1? Gelt or Archaon? I think, Emperor, you may know the answer to this already. It, of course, is Balthazar Gelt. I don't know why, like, Foot Gelt in particular would smash him. I don't know why that's even, like, debatable. So let these boys figure it out. Just going to check Discord as well, because I haven't actually checked it the whole time. Make sure we have no problems. And it looks like it's going all good so far. Boo, boo, boo. Yeah, seems fine. Good to see. So we'll let these guys figure out who they want to pick and ban next. And it is Satsuma's turn to pick and ban. He's probably gone through the majority of his main factions, but a player like Satsuma has a pretty good game knowledge in the majority of factions anyway. And this is the kind of part of a best of 7 I really enjoy, is when these guys start getting to their more fringe forces. So I don't think we've seen Alfredino bring... No, he did bring Lizmen. We haven't seen Satsuma. So there's a good chance he will pick Lizardmen here and ban some forces. Yeah. 1 sec. Yeah, it looks like he's just trying to figure out what he's doing. So if I was him, Alfredino's already used VP. I would go Lizardmen. Ban Skaven. It's a big map. Can't be Empire. Probably ban Dwarfs. Dwarfs or Tomb Kings. Depends what you're more comfortable up against. I think they're both matchups which are winnable for Lizardmen. Gelt can't be charged because he's flying. He's flying even when he's not in his mount, just in his own little world. Picks Lizardmen, bans Skaven Dowie. Alright, we said it. We said it, and we get more Lizardmen games. Do you fear the reverse sweep now? Love the dino action. Not yet, don't spell doom on me too early, please. I mean, Alfredino just needs the 1 win. Satsuma still needs to get 2 in a row. So it's still definitely advantage Alfredino, but the momentum has shifted. It's pick 3, ban 1 logic if it goes to round 7. I do kind of like the idea of blind picks as well. But I think it's generally considered to be like the tournament way is to do the free pick spam one. Not long, Yuan. I love Lizardmen regardless. If everyone hates Lizardmen, they're like they're more powerful than Greenskins. Like Greenskins, like children to them. with the next DLC. I'll still do a load of Lizmen content. I don't care. I love my donor boys. I want to see Ricardo more in tournaments. More, but he's pricey on good old Brackus. Yeah, he's pricey. The buffs are quite nice. But he's just nowhere near as good as Marathi, I'm afraid. Or Malekith, for that matter, either. Ooh, Alfredino, you bold man. You bold man. Going High Elves. Interesting. I think this is pretty Lizmen favored, personally. I quite like it as Lizmen. The big dinos of a field day break into the back line. And the problem is, so High Elves in general have a load of anti-large tools. Because people always get mad when I say I don't think High Elves can deal with large creatures very well. And they have a load of tools, right? You have Phoenix Guard with Halberds. You have Sylvan Guard. You have Spearmen. You have an insane number of archers. You have Sisters. The problem is, none of them have mass. So, like, the Thunderous one, for example, or Zlak, for example, was a common picker. Oh, no! No! I accidentally pressed escape. I'm so sorry. Oh, God. I accidentally pressed escape. Oh, no. I was reaching for something on my desk. Oh, no. Okay, we'll get these guys back in. But, like, they have no mass to pin the large creatures who just walk into the back line. Sorry. Accidentally closed lobby. New one is up. Super professional ducky here. I didn't realise if you hit escape it closed the lobby. Let's send them a little message. There we go. Well, that's embarrassing. I'm Alfredino's #1 fan now, says Cypher. I love it. I guess you like the High Elves. I don't know what Hawk Lizmen means. Unless you mean it's about the new DLC, in which case we can even check some stuff out if they've released stuff live on stream after these guys have played. He's doomed us all? Oh god. Hopefully they're not still in the lobby and think that I'm there, because that'd be a disaster. I don't think I have any of them as my friends. Boop, boop, boop. Come back, guys. Come back, Jack. Gotta go back. Oh no, if anyone's friends with them on Steam, now would be a good time to message them, just to let them know I've dropped. L'Oreal Phoenix Guard books? Nah, just get slaughtered, man. Like, banishments, ruinations. It's rough still. And like, Source would trade fine against Phoenix Guard as well. Hopefully these guys get the message. Oh, okay, Satsuma said he's on his way. Whew. It was noticed. Which is what I'd love to see. That was my bad, guys. Apologies for that. It looked like the players were just about ready as well. But yes. So let's pop in there. Oh, okay. So it's not like cool. There's no like new information DLC yet, which is sad. But I made sure I wasn't missing anything whilst on stream. Yo, what's up, Petersboro? You've made it in time for some epic games. Unfortunately, I closed the lobby, so players are currently out. But it is Alfredino versus ViciousSatsuma. And yeah, as you can see by the scoreboard, Satsuma kind of got put on the back foot quite badly. He was 3-0 down. Alfredino needed one more win to seal victory. But Satsuma isn't the type of player to take that sitting down. He got off the ropes and started to swing back pretty damn hard, taking 2 games in a row. One of which was a very, very dominant Skaven game, which was amazing. It was amazing to watch. Those Rattling Gunners just eviscerated the enemy. So, I'm going to make sure these guys can indeed pop in. Hey, Alfredino's back. Hey! Sorry about that. Accidentally hit the wrong button. Man, these games have been really cool. And this is why, like, I wanted to bring Best of Sevens to the channel a bit. It's a nice, easy format. There's not huge amounts of downtime like there is in tournaments, which I don't mind downtime. I know some people do, though. There's not a huge amount of downtime. I can just invite a couple of awesome people who want to play some really good games, and we get to see it. So it is something I wanted to bring back into the channel. I used to do best of fives back in the day, but I think best of sevens certainly is the way to go. For the most part, though, I am going to leave the best of sevens to, like, trying to find some of the best players in the game to play against each other. But, like, I'm always happy to have newer players, intermediate players, experienced players on the channel playing games, submitting replays, involved in tournaments and stuff, because they often bring builds you don't expect as well. But I think for best of sevens, we're going to try and keep them as competitive as possible. My first taste of Total War was the Lizardman Trail against High Elves, with that skink getting saved by Croc. Oh man, Crocky G. Hello! Cool, so the map is set again. We're on Eschen. I'm going to keep my hands away from my keyboard for now. And it's a big map, so it's not the end of the world for the High Elves. Alfredino is a very talented High Elf player. I actually have a video that I'm probably going to do for tomorrow, between Alfredino's High Elves up against Loopy's Dark Elves, which is an absolute madness game. I have a really cool title name as well, which should be fun. But honestly, I think it's still Lizman favoured, but Alfredino is one of the best High Elf players in the known world. So he certainly will have a trick or two up his sleeve, I'm sure. Hope you guys are enjoying, by the way. This could indeed be the last battle of the stream. So if you are enjoying, make sure to leave that thumbs up and subscribe if you are new to the channel. It is the type of thing that Kai would want you to do. And if you do want to join these events in the future and all that good stuff, there's links down below in the description to my Patreon. Not my Patreon, God, my Discord. There's also links to Patreon, but that's a side thing. There's links to my Discord down there, which I'm sure some of the mods can also send you a link for if you need it. But yes. Yes. Looks like these guys are still deciding their builds, which is all good to see. I hope we get Skink Oracle on the Troglodon. I think there's a good chance. It's most likely going to be the last Lizardman DLC we ever get, I would say. We may get like an FLC in the future. Or like another, you know, when they like give Regiment Renown to all the factions, they might get another one of that. But Lizardmen content or new stuff is going to be very dry after this, I'd imagine, for many years. So I think they're going to go all out. Same with Beastmen. I think Beastmen, they are a DLC themselves, so they're probably getting this one more, and that could be it. Again, with a few exceptions here and there. What's up, Anki? How are you doing, champion? Glad to have you here. 1 sec, no worries. Looks like Alfredino is ready. Satsuma is plotting and scheming. Yeah, Triple Sisters with Techless logic is certainly a way to play this. It can do good work. You net down a dinosaur. My main problem with this tactic, you see a lot of people do it with Archers with Plague of Rust, is when the big dinos hit, you net like Mazdamundi, for example, he pops a Shield of the Old Ones on himself, and Apotheosis, and then he banishments and ruinations your Archers. And you either move out the way and try to minimize the damage you take, and therefore you don't do any damage to Mazdamundi, and then he's free of the net and he walks over you, or you sit there and tank it, which is risky, of course. Haven't been able to play much recently. My laptop keeps committing. Oh god, no! Oh, that's sad to hear, Anki. I'd love to get you involved a bit more in Total War, but it is quite a demanding game on the PCs. I do recommend at some point getting a PC. I made the switch from laptop. It isn't as convenient, of course. With a laptop, you can kind of move all over the place. But they're easier to upgrade in the long run. Troglodon, Skink Oracle, that flying big bird unit. There's going to be some special skinks as well by the looks of the trailer. Like special chameleon skinks. They seem like they were holding combat weapons as well. But I'm not sure. We might get one or two just like off the wall, really obscure units. I mean, there's multiple. Yeah, Teto Echo is a lord as well that they haven't brought forward, a legendary lord for Lizardmen. There's Chakax, who's a legendary hero. I believe Gorok was a legendary hero on tabletop, right? Not a lord. Chakax is like a legendary hero temple guard. He is the best bodyguard in the universe, basically. He is disgustingly OP. He can slow down time. He's like Doctor Strange mixed with a temple guard. So he can spot any assassin or any hidden item, like in the vicinity. So you can't like conceal yourself if you're an assassin. With magic or items, he can see it all. He slows down time, but he himself has lived so long next to all this weird magic, he can move at normal speed. And if he hits a magical item or weapon, it gets destroyed. He's so OP. Yeah, more single entity monsters for everyone. Those single entity monsters, I don't think get anywhere near as powerful as they once were due to the rise of skirmish cavalry. But yeah. Yeah, I hope we get Chakax at some point. He's quite a standout character, so I could see him at some point. I really could. Yeah, playing on like a 24-inch monitor is pretty good. I think I have 28. I don't know. I haven't measured, but it's done well for me. Alfredino can freeze time. Alfredino, Loopy, you might be interested in this. Been a man of class and culture and like a Nagarife sub-faction. There's a book. Where is it? Oh, I've got it hidden somewhere. I think it's boxed away from when I moved. But it's Alfredino's book called The Shadow King. Written, I think, by Gav Thorpe. I'm saying that off the top of my head. So it may not be Gav Thorpe. But it's really good. Very, very highly recommended. I actually have the first chapter up on the channel with me doing some voice acting from ages ago. It does take a tiny while to get going though, so that first chapter is not like the most exciting, but you can always listen to it if you're wanting to get into seeing if you want to buy the book. But yeah, that book is wild, bro. It's really wild. It happens at the same time as the Sundering. So they split at the time, and it's kind of like the Dark Elves emerging, you know, as this big looming threat for the High Elves, and the fact Nagarife is in Dark Elf territory and them trying to fight back. It's really good fun. Oh, you've read it already, man. It's so good, isn't it? I hope to see some fun Nagarife replays in the future. We actually have one waiting in the wings from Loopy himself, I believe. I'm holding on to it for a little while because I think we've done a lot of Nagarife replays in the past. But it's fun. Oh yeah, Alfredino is up there on the list of most badasses. There's quite a few though. Yeah, there's a lot of cool colour schemes. I actually quite like Teclis's sub-faction colour scheme, though I don't really like plain Teclis. Like the royal red. It's really quite nice. You wish they did a TV series about Wulfric? There is hope, Nick. There's hope. I would love it. So, I don't know if people know, but Warhammer is stretching out to make their own TV universe. They're focusing heavily on 40k to start with, obviously, because it's a bigger franchise than Fantasy and Age of Sigmar. But if it's successful, no doubt they will spread out. So there's a live-action Eisenhorn coming, who's about an Inquisitor. Really good books as well by the very talented Dan Abnett, who's a good author, written for Marvel before as well. And they're also doing some animated stuff. Which looks mixed bag. Some of it I really did not like the looks of the animation, and some of it I thought was really cool. So as often on this map, whoever deploys this side does like to take this high ground hill here, and it looks like we are seeing double Eagle Claw bolt throws from Alfredino and his high elf forces, and then archers. 1, 2, 3 in fact. We do see Dragon Princes, and I think this is a good way of playing this matchup, is rather than the sisters, you bring basic archers, you bring a caster in there, although the Alaria Radiant's quite interesting. Tempest is really nice to try and fend off Pterodons, which are quite common here. Tempest, Earthblood, and Star of Avalon. We have Illyrian Reavers, a load of White Lions on the front line, which have that AP to break down Saurus. Rangers, and then Silver Helms and Dragon Princes, well no, Illyrian Reavers, sorry, and Dragon Princes to try and cycle down the front. Dragon Princes are okay against large monsters, but can get pinned in. For the forces here of the Lizardmen, we have no Pterodons, so none of that air pressure getting into the back line, looking to swarm instead. And we have Saurus with Spears, Saurus Warriors for the basic variety. Some Chameleons in the front, triple it seems. Double a Skink Chief. Now, these guys are coming in completely naked. They cost 300... Oh my god, they're not naked. What is this madness? Normally they're 350 gold, but we have the war drums. Increasing leadership, charge bonus, and speed of nearby troops. Interesting choice there. Something I don't get to see terribly often at all. And I always love when I see an item or a unit which you never really utilise, used by these top players, and you can see it kind of dragged out to its full power. Double skin cults with javelins as well in the back here. We have a Feral Stegodon and Lord Mazdamundi. Coming in, of course, with all his good items, Apotheosis, Harmonic Convergence, Net. And those bolt throws, though, will do a pretty decent number on him, but probably going to be best to focus on the Feral Stegodon first, maybe, because he won't have so much resistance. But at the same time, I mean, either way, they're probably going to get healed up quite nicely. Frontline is going to be a bit of a meat grinder. Those Dragon Princes are really scary against this Lizardman build. The one threat they're going to have is if they over-engage without support, Mazdamundi will net them down, and then the Stegodon and Zlak can deal with them rather comfortably. The little skinks who dream are pushing forward, aiming at those white lines for now, getting a little bit of poke damage, but no doubt we'll be moving over to Alariel the Radiant to try and finish her off, if it is at all possible at any time. So who is your money on, guys? Who do you want to win? Who do you want to win? Do you want ViciousSatsuma to make this best of 7 go all the way? If so, scream a Satsuma in chat. Or would you want the might of Alfredino to win? If so, scream ODM in chat. Skin Chief does take a load of damage there, but not too much, to be honest, from the focus fire. That's a contradiction in itself, but you know what I mean. Dragon Princes are starting to roam out to this flank, which isn't a bad idea. Realising that Mazdamundi has floated out to this side, that does leave this flank relatively exposed for the Dragon Princes to do some glorious cycle charging. Lancers are lowered, crashing into the Saurus Warriors, doing massive burst damage there and taking basically none in return, though there are a few javelins starting to pepper them down on their retreat. That was a very juicy charge. White lines are starting to move forward. Poor little Stegodon on the Mazdamundi really getting focus fired down now quite hard by the double bolt thrower. Very interested to see the no Pterodon Rider approach. You'd almost always see it coming into the back line, because now they would drop rocks on the archers or the bolt throwers to finish them off. But again, you do have to be a bit wary of that Tempest coming in. A big fat net does go down on all of these units of white lions. It's going to be followed up as well by a banishment, it would seem, trying to dish out the pain onto the Dragon Princes, but we get a Earth Blood as well as the Star of Avalon to counterpunch. So now that banishment's probably just going to do more work to the Saurus. Even though, despite all that healing, the Dragon Princes get annihilated. My god! They're broken and forced off despite the now wasted Star of Avalon. Although there's a lot of shots pouring in, Chameleon Skinks will float into the back line, but the Alien Reavers have emerged from the trees to try to punish them. A fat ruination is going down, and it catches the unit perfectly! That unit of archers will be running for their lives. Stegodon now needs to aggressively push into the back line with Mazdamundi, though there are Dragon Princes here to support. They've been having a bit more of a worse time up against the Saurus Spears than they did the Saurus Warriors, and with the support here of the Javelins, the White Lions are struggling a little bit, but so are some of the Saurus Warriors. Little Skink Chief of Dreams needs to get involved in combat a little bit more in the main fight. The second one is here to support, though. That Feral Stegodon has Harmonic Convergence popped on him, but rather annoyingly, this is super frustrating for Lizardmen players, is he has some attack animations where he attacks from behind, which actually lowers his melee defense, I think, by half. So even with all his buffs, he's doing absolutely nothing. And Dragon Princes have now come to surround him, but looks like they are having to loop into the back lines again with an Earthblood to try and protect the archers, who are key to survival here. Lord Mazdamundi is now running over the Eclaw bolt throws, but he has so many targets to shut down and not many units to do it with. But Saurus Warriors are starting to pour into the back lines, supporting those Chameleon Skinks. Some of the Reavers have returned to the fray, but Skinks are doing a good job. Just look at this damage output, pouring it onto the forces of the High Elves. Balance power well and truly in favour at the moment of the Lizardmen. And Dragon Princes, though they are elite cavalry, aren't the best at taking down large armoured foes. With the support of Alariel, anything is possible, particularly with Bowfire as well. Chameleons are here to support though, and that Feral Stegodon is once again back alive and active. Saurus Warriors can start to pour onto those bolt throws. This is a dangerous time though. Lord Mazdamundi can heal up, but only with Apotheosis, which is an absolutely abysmal healing spell when it comes down to it. 480 hit points is nothing, but it seems like it's doing the job for now. Saurus Spears trying to come over here and support the Feral Stegodon, so it doesn't get jumped by the rather nasty Alariel the Radiant. And a load of archers are once again back online, shooting in from all angles. Luckily for the Lizardmen forces, this unit shall be shut down in momentarily by Saurus Spearmen. Mazdamundi as well does come in with some really nice missile resistance, partly due here to the Sunburst Standard, giving him that extra 12 missile resistance, bringing his all his resistance up to 27. Big banishment does go down here on the archers, and it's doing some pretty good damage to them. Looks like it won't quite be enough to break them off the field. I think we have one more ruination in the back pocket as well. Skink cohorts are overwhelming the white lions with the support of the camos, and both little skink chiefs are rather healthy. The second Star of Avalon has been popped, this time catching some Reavers and Dragon Princes, not a bad target whatsoever, but Ilario herself finds herself in a rather nasty pin. We have the Ferrostone on one side, Mazdamundi the other, and she will be going down quite quickly, but Earthblood's healing her up. A Ruination does come down on a mixture of archers and cavalry, doing some good work. A lot of the archers do break, Shielded Odd Ones goes down, but Mazdamundi is looking a little worse for wear. Now, his health bar can be deceiving because he's so thick, that you're like, oh, he's got no health. He still has 2,300, which is more than some lords. Ferrostone is looking pretty juicy at the moment as well. Dragon Princes are being forced back. Bolt throws are being overwhelmed. And the Chameleon Skinks can now start to push in a little bit more. Units on this flank have been overrun by Skinkies. It looks like the Lizardmen will probably be taking this one. I don't want to call it too early, but the bolt throws have been overrun. Archers do come back in. There are some Dragon Princes. It looks like there's 18 of these bad boys, up to 105 kills, which is very impressive. Alaro, though, taking some huge damage now as Mazdamundi leading Zlak into glorious hand-to-hand combat. Does terrify her and force her away. Some rather brave Dragon Princes go Rohirrim style into the beast. We face our enemies head-on to try and save her, but it is in vain. ViciousSatsuma going for that anime reverse grip on his blade after losing the first few bouts of the fight. The reverse sweep is indeed possible. 3-0 down, 2-3 all. Alfredino put up a good fight. I quite like his build. Interesting, no Plague of Rustcaster though. The bolt throws 770 and 1,100 damage value on them. Dragon Princes, one unit just suffered so badly. Got caught by that banishment early on. Mazdamundi able to take them down. The other one performed much better. 1,793 damage value. Picking on some poor little skinkies. The Archer line did okay, as well as the white lines, but nothing too honest to kind of write home about, you know, nothing that amazing. Likewise with Ilario. As for Satsuma, I enjoy his build quite a bit. It's slightly different from what I play, but not terribly different. Lord Mazdamundi getting nearly 3,000 damage value. Good boy Zlak. The Skink Chiefs didn't actually pay for themselves, but they're basically full health at the end of the game. Plenty of ammunition left to give, and the Source Warriors did a good job. Nearly 1,000 damage value here, 1,000 here, and across the board they really did start chewing through the enemy. Likewise, the little Skinks with Javelins, one unit paid for itself, one didn't, but you know, you win some, you lose some. And the Chameleons didn't do that much work, actually, not even really paying for themselves. But the Ferrostone, 1,922 damage value. Mwah. Beautiful play by the large creatures, and we are now on to Oak and Hammer. It's your turn to pick 3, isn't it? I brought a lot of cost-effective stuff. Oh, for sure. Yes. Yes. Pick 3, ban 1. And it's the final. This has been an insane best of 7 series so far. Yeah, Carlo, I agree. I don't like it for high elves either. But he picked into it. He was confident. What's up, Koro Miko? So, the normal funds use large funds for player v player. If you want to learn more about the game, feel free to join my Discord. There's a link down below. And there's plenty of players who happily play games against you. It is more than Earthblood, but Earthblood is Heir of Effect Emperor, whereas Apotheosis is a single unit. And is it even more than Earthblood? Isn't Earthblood like 525 or something? Okay, let me work out what we both have left. Yeah, it can be a bit confusing when you get to this point. We've seen a ton of factions. Double Dino, mwah, glorious stuff, but also double Greenskins are both off the table. So let's go 3-all. Who would have thunk it? 3-0 up. The WWC second place champion of the world. Coming in, 3-0 advantage, but Satsuma saying, you know what? I'm going to throw caution to the wind. I'm going to bring all the war and charge in. Oh, looks like we have a bot in chat. Hey, if this is my first ever bot on a live stream, yay, let's celebrate. And ban it. Let's remove you, please. And hide this unit from this channel. Kill! I have defeated the casino bot. A heads up, if anyone drops links like that, it's not worth ever clicking on. So he's been banned, and let's report him as spam. And reported. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yeah, I hopped in that pretty much straight away. I like saw him. I saw it as it hopped in. Apologies for that. That's my first ever bot on a live stream. I think this is a proud moment, guys. We've made it when you get botted. I have had bots try to comment underneath my videos. Luckily, YouTube catches most of them, but I do have to manually go through them and remove them because they're a big pain in the butt, basically. What's up, Deadly Bunnies? How you doing, my champion? Hope you're all good in the hood. I've got everything, so don't worry about me. Alfredino has all the guns left. It may be 360. Yeah. The air effect's so nice, though, and that is what it makes it powerful. That's why I think Apotheosis is the worst healing in the game. It's like, it doesn't heal you that much. It's decent, but it's not like crazy. Like a regrowth or something, and it's on a single unit, but it is cheap. Oh, we have Zarda! I do need to get Streamlabs. I don't really know anything about it, but apparently it is quite useful. Because like when people like subscribe or donate, you can get stuff pop up on the screen. I'm just really like inept when it comes to technology. Zarda, I hope you got your copyright thing sorted as well in the end, bud. Some annoying guys were trying to make money off the Total Warhammer 3 trailer and copyrighting like 15 seconds of the video of like music or something, hoping that people wouldn't notice. And they tried doing the same thing to me because I did like a reaction to it. Noob Hammer is a Discord designed to help out newer players, Miko. There will be a link in my Discord as well, I believe, under Community Resources. I think is the tab. Plus, if you join my Discord, you normally get a welcome duck, which is quite cool. So a little duck pops up and says hello. No, I spelled Alfred's name wrong? No, did I? Alfred... No, it's correct. Oh, maybe on the lobby. I think I spelled wrong on the lobby. Oh no. I am sorry, my friend. He was panically creating the lobby as quickly as possible. Hopefully this is right. This is how I spell Alfredino, right? On the screen. It does kind of sound like Alfred Dino as well, which would be cool. But obviously that can't work because it's not 2Ds. Yeah, Apotheosis does resurrect models, but it almost never happens. Because every model in the game has to in the unit has to be at max health for that to happen. It's useful occasionally, but... Yeah, I agree. It'd be cool if they reworked it a bit, but I don't think it's a big priority right now. If I'm being perfectly honest. Like with all the stuff they have for Warhammer 3 and the new stuff with the next DLC. So it's going to go all the way. Massive shout out to these two players, for playing on the channel, because they didn't have to, of course, and kind of helping put on such a good show for us. Apotheosis 100% does resurrect models. 100%. I have seen it with my own eyes. You would think it doesn't, but it actually does, Loopy. But very rarely. Because every single model in the unit must be at full health before it resurrects. But we had a replay ages ago about the maximum barbs, and someone brought they brought Apotheosis, I think, and the double Rev Crystal, which does the same thing, basically. And they could resurrect the maximum barbs. Unless I'm tripping. Maybe it's just the Rev Crystal and not Apotheosis. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. I swear it does, but I can't check right now. We'll have to check at a later point. Maybe it's only the Rev Crystal and not Apotheosis, but I feel like it was both. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I can't see right now. We'd be able to check on the tooltip. So Satsuma is going to High Elves, Empire, Vampire Count, Banning Bretonia. Had to write down a list of what we both had. I like the Brett Bam. Britannia very good here. Can not bring Britannia himself though. We may indeed. It doesn't res. They do not res units. No! Rev Crystals resurrect. Oh, okay, that's where I'm mistaken. Only Rev Crystal. Perfect. Yeah, it's like, it's hidden weird as well. It doesn't really say what it does, but it's like in its description. That's where I'm getting mistaken then. I think he had Rev Crystal instead of Apotheosis. Or he had both. And I think he used Apotheosis to heal them up. And then Rev Crystal to resurrect the models. Or something. Yeah, AC Maiden, you've arrived at a crossroads here in the destiny of Middle-earth. Hand of Glory is a fun buff, I agree. Yeah, all models must be full health, yeah. Okay, so here's me tripping. Which is good to know. Want to hear mine, Bob, and Sophia's reaction to the Dowie Empire game? Go for it, J Phoenix. Also, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing great today. J Phoenix is she's a very talented referee as well as player. Always good to have her in chat with us. Man, I'm so glad we played best of 7 and best of 5. Man, the comeback's real. The comeback has been amazing. So, we may be getting Skaven here. It looks like Alfredino is torn with the idea. Man, the ODM guys are always so lovely. Like in chat and stuff to each other. You should watch it whilst they pick. That's what I mean, Silent Spaghetti. Like, if you're going to make a bot, like, why are you doing a casino bot for a Warhammer stream? Make the bot cool. Make it like a Grimgor bot which just screams War or something. Are Widows any good now? Yeah, of course they are. They're good. They're a pretty high microfaction still, but they're good. I don't think I have a link from J Phoenix if she's talking about something she sent me. I'm assuming you guys were just freaking out over the awesomeness of it. It was so cool. The comeback, like, Alfredino could have sealed the deal there. No way. Are we going to Beastmen? It looks like he's toying looking for his builds. Beastmen versus High Elves Empire counts. They ban counts. Straight up. I think it's okay. Empire might go quite cav heavy, which would be a problem. But, like, Beastmen are good against High Elves, I think. Yeah, Wood Elves are very powerful. Zotes are a cool unit, a bit niche. Let's Go Satsuma screams Terrors. We did a, like, in the community tab, I did like a little vote as well, like who would you think would win before, and it was very close. I think Alfredino slightly edged out the voting. But it looks like ViciousSatsuma is here to play Devil's Advocate here and fight back. And he's doing a fantastic job so far. Absolutely fantastic work by him. The need to rework High Magic. High Magic can be pretty powerful still. Hand of Glory is good. Apotheosis. Tempest. What's up, Captain Morgan? The King of Ducks. How are you doing, man? Hope you're doing well today. You've made it in time just for the final. So Joe's basically, or Joe's Ma, what we're doing here is just a best of 7, and it's something we may try to bring to the channel a little bit more, of just grabbing 2 like top tier tournament players and then chucking them against each other for a competitive best of 7. So technically it's a friendly, that they're not fighting for like a monetary prize or anything, but it's like competitive games. These guys are going at it. So no memes here, I'm afraid. And tomorrow we have DBD as well, which if you guys want to play in, join my Discord, and then there's links in the Death Before Dishonor tab to, if you go to the pinned comment section, to the challenge page with all the information about it. But it's going to be really good fun. That's a big, long, hefty tournament that eventually will semi-finals and finals will be streamed. But yeah, technically it's a friendly. Hand of Glory on Dragon Princes is absurd. That sounds pretty fun. Isn't Lizardmen a hard matchup for Beastmen? It is indeed. Satsuma doesn't have Lizardmen though. He's figuring out. Oh, okay. I will ask them. So, Alfredino, man of the people, champion of ODM, God of War himself, has asked you, the people, who would you rather see? So he's going to be up against either High Elves, Empire, or Vampire counts, and he's asked you, do you want him to play Skaven or Dwarfs? I'm going to give you guys just like a minute to answer, because I don't want to leave him hanging too long. Of course, there's a bit of a delay, so you guys are getting this in a few seconds' time. But Dwarfs or Skaven for Alfredino? Oh, he says, never mind. I've got an idea. Oh! Your opinion has been rejected, people! Oh, J Phoenix saying Dowie. I love the Dowie, man. They played so good earlier. Hey, Chosen One's here. How you doing, man? I'd love to get you involved in one of these best of sevens as well. I'd advise to watch the clip J Phoenix sent you, either now or after the stream. I will do. I don't know if she sent it, but she's going Dark Elves. Alfredino's going Dark Elves. And banning High Elves. So it's Dark Elves versus Counts or Empire. Let's see if there was a link sent to me. Doesn't look like it. I can't see it anywhere unless it's been placed into my Discord under memes or something. So Alfredino is going to be trying something. I apologise. Rip democracy. This is how... Do you want Skaven or Dowie? Dark Elves. I'm too weak, spare me. Nah, Chosen, you do great, man. You always do when you're on the channel. Chosen One's actually won... link in Discord DMs. I don't see it. I haven't been DM'd anything. I feel like you guys are trolling me. Yeah, I haven't received any DMs on Discord. I'm afraid. I feel like I'm being trolled. Yeah, maybe slightly favoured. Oh man, a mirror would be great. It looks like Satsuma though obviously can't do that, so he's going to go Empire. Awesome. Man, I love the fact that Alfredino's like this Dark Lord now. People keep telling me link in DMs. I don't know what you're talking about. Turtle screams. Like Alfredino's just there like, what do the people want? The people answer is like, no, you're wrong. you want Dark Elves. Oh, it's so funny. Going full Emperor Palpatine, and we actually have the Empire taking on, oh my god, this is beautiful, taking on the Dark Lord himself. So, still no direct messages. I'm still being trolled. I feel my heart sinking as I get abused here. Oh, we had a deal, Doug. Okay, so we actually have a link now. I'll get it up for you guys. We'll look at it. As long as you guys promise there's nothing like real rude on it, because I can get in trouble with YouTube. But if it's all good, what I'll do is I'll load it up on the screen so everyone can watch it after this last game. But I trust you guys for it not to be like terrible. Yeah, Dogs of War would be a great idea, Sam Pirate. I agree. Escape our democracy. I am the Senate, screams Alfredino. I'm the man of the people to let you pick Dowie against my empire to make it best of 7. Oh my god. Oh, this is so beautiful. Asking them what they want and ignoring them. Emperor. Dino forming his great empire. Joke aside, I'm ready almost, no worries. The final showdown of Ultimate Destiny. Just Sophia's heartbreaking life. Oh, this is going to be so good. This is going to be so good. We're using banner rules. I'm waiting on the fruit rules before they become more developed. This is true, Michael, but the advantage of the ROR Razordons is they gain all the bonuses of being triple gold chevroned, which includes fire rate. So they fire much quicker than regular Razordons, which can be quite useful. But yeah. There can only be one Emperor. I think we're going to have to get a best of 7 soon versus the Emperor and Alfredino for the fight of the title. I love the title of the video you guys sent me as well. We have a deal. We had a deal, Doug. Oh, I'm excited. I'm excited to check that out. I would do a face cam for it, but I'm not gonna lie, it's so hot in the UK. I am currently topless, so that wouldn't be the best idea, I don't think. Empire, Dark Elves. There's a good chance we could see the Volk Daddy, Volkmar the Grim, just rolling, because he just rolls over the Dark Elf front line. Now, of course, you have to deal with all the AP missiles coming in at him, but he has that regeneration, which can be quite nice as well to try to counteract that a little bit. I think going with a fast skirmish core for the Empire here could be quite powerful. I don't know how many degrees it is. I mean, it's cooled down now because it's quite late actually. Oh my god, it's 10:30. I need to eat some food. It's like 10:30 here, but when I started recording it was so baking, and my room's like an oven. Like it contains heat and doesn't let it out. And unfortunately, I can't open my window when I stream or cast because I live on a high street. So I'm melting. I'm just melting. And I'm an idiot who wore jeans today for some reason. Yeah, I'm pretty pumped up though for tomorrow as well. Tomorrow's stream, hopefully, if it's as good as this one, it's going to be rather wild. Do you fear the weekend? I'm actually not working this weekend for the first time in like forever, which isn't too bad because I'm inside at work. So I will be outside, but it'd be quite nice. I'm hopefully going to be chilled. But the travelling down, because I'm going home basically for the weekend. So I've got to get a train down, and that's going to kill me. It's going to kill me so bad. That the old glories of Warhammer 1 and 2 be prepared. That by the time Warhammer 3 comes out, the tournaments will be talked about. What? I'm pretty excited for Warhammer 3. The only problem that I have foreseen, obviously, is it's only going to have the base factions that come with Warhammer 3 in multiplayer for a while. Nothing is better than a proper DBD reverse sweep. Oh my god, what was that? I don't remember. Oh, was this you taking out Taco? In the DBD finals, like ages ago, like season 3 or something. Like as a best of 5 and you were 2-0 down. I seem to remember you doing that to Taco or something and then him getting his revenge the next time. There is, yes, we're playing Banner Rules, which is a set of rules designed by the community. Well, particularly by Eric Krasik, who's a super talented dude all round and very kindly designed some rules. It's been tweaked over the course of the time, of course, with like feedback and all that kind of good stuff. But he has like stepped down from changing the rules, so there's more rules kind of appearing. But so far, I'm sticking to Banner Rules. Everyone knows them; they're fine for now, so it is what it is. Yeah. So, like, I'm very excited when... Oh, ice power. Oh, okay, yes. Yes, yes. Yeah, it's also exciting to see a load of people adapt to new factions. It's just, I'm probably am going to still do some, occasionally, Total Warhammer 2 multiplayer games, whilst we wait, probably for the first month, I would assume, or maybe 2 months, till they do Mortal Empires, and then cross over all the factions into multiplayer once more. Man, the meta is going to shift so hard. It's going to shift so hard. There's so many new factions coming in. It's going to mess up the meta. It's glorious. It's going to take so long for stuff to settle. No one's going to have a clue what's going on, and I absolutely love it. Anyway, let's have a little look at Alfredino's Dark Elf forces. And in the front line, he has the sacrifices to the Dark Gods, the Bleak Swords. They're not that happy, as their name would suggest. Dotted all the way along. They're still fine up against state troops, but grenade launchers and all that nice stuff will do massive work to them. We do have double Witch Elves as well, backing them up, who can dish out a bit more damage. And we have a Dark Rise with shields, a bucket ton of them. Their main job shall be to protect the triple Scourge Runner chariots, who are fantastic counter-skirmish tool and good at skirmishing themselves. Can focus down Volkmar the Grim, skirmish cavalry, the lot, they can do it. Up in the skies, we have a Rogue Ferromanticore, no armour on this one, which is always makes it a little bit sad. Let's give him a little neck scratch there. Ooh, he's a good boy. Just to let him know he's got his work out today. We have a Shaman Sorcerer of Fire, Burning Head, Cascading Fire Cloak, and Fireball. And... guys, are you seeing this? Are you seeing this? We have a Malice Darkblade leading Alfredino's forces here today. On Spite, in his full form, the Blood Price, the Demon Curse, Tazarkan, and the Warp Sword of Cain. I have no words to describe my joy right now of seeing Maz, and my shook surprise. What a wild card coming in here by Alfredino. For Satsuma, we have Spearman in the front line, looking to die at the hands of those Bleak Swords, but we have an unbreakable secondary line with Flagellants, Sigma Suns, and all that good stuff. And those guys are here to hold the line and allow the ranged troops to dish the damage out. And the ranged troops come in the form of handgunners. We have some huntsmen as well. We have double pistoliers on this flank. Great cannon, halberds in the back line protected by some Empire Knights, and more pistoliers on this side. Darv would be very happy with this build with the amount of pistoliers in action. Volkmar the Grim coming with all his goodies, but I honestly can't get over the fact we have Malice in this fight. This is so ridiculous. This is so ridiculous. Oh, chat, just, oh my god, Malice. Excellent, I'm seeing a dream. Yeah, just the stuff I would expect. Big Shot comes in on the Sorcerers of Fire, doing some pretty solid work to her. The Great Cannon's going to have a great time up against the Scourge Runner chariots. I shall leave that pun hanging in the air, if it can indeed connect its shots. Poor little Bright Wizard, though, is being focus fired down. Luckily, he's spending most of the time on his arse, and that is actually kind of saving him a little bit here. The Fireball is about to come down. He's surviving simply by getting chucked on the ground over and over again. This is hilarious. He's taking basically no damage here. So he shall be falling back behind the Spearman, who then gets thrown on the butt again. The ball goes all the way through, but doesn't unfortunately connect with anything juicy in the back lines there. Huntsmen do start to poke down the Witch Elves, forcing them wide. They do have 5 armour, so that's not obviously the greatest of armour. And Pistolier is now going to happily kite the Dark Riders all day long, as Malice pushes Spite, hits his flanks with his legs, and drives him forward to greater feats of heroism and glory, as Malice just charges headlong in, Leroy Jenkins style. But the handgunners can dish out some pretty nice damage, have decided to fall back here. Scourge Runners getting ready for that early push into enemy territory. Dark Rise on the far flank having intercepted by some Spearmen with shields, allowing the second one though to whip around and hunt down those Pistoliers. Dark Rise are very fast, and a well-placed Burning Head cuts down those Bleak Swords. The other 2 units do manage to dodge, but the front one took quite a pounding there. Spearmen do push up forward, but it looks like Alfredino, a experienced player, shall be taking advantage of this and just overwhelming them and destroying them rather quickly. Malice does push into the front line now. Manticore committing to a fight, it would seem, up against Volkmar the Grim, trying to save his Scourge Runner chariots and allow them to pull back, but at what cost? Ferromanticore will probably now die, but all the Empire Knights are now bunched together. Maybe it is a bit of a trap for a Burning Head. It looks like the Sorcerer is getting a little bit closer, and a rear charge is coming from Dark Riders. Malice is getting in there, and he certainly can do some fantastic armor-piercing work to the enemy, but both the Scourge Runner chariots are done for. The other one has managed to shut down the Great Cannon, which is good work. We are going to see a Burning Head come down the line there on the unbreakable troops of the Empire, roast them effectively, despite Satsuma trying to pull them clear there. Very close game so far. Banishment does go down on the far side, obliterating some Witch Elves, who are now driving into the back line, and Malice Darkblade is surrounded comfortably, surrounded at the moment, sorry, I should say, by Empire Knights, and Malice Darkblade has Cascade and Fire Cloak popped on him right now, means he's going to be a tanky bunny. Problem for him, though, is Volkmar the Grim can simply roll around the battlefield right now and destroy the entire Dark Elf build, because those Scourge Chariots have been forced into bad situations. They have forced off the Great Cannon, but now we do have the handgunners lining up shots as well as those pistoliers. A big fat burning head guns down the line on those Bleak Swords, doing some pretty solid damage and actually kind of tears roughly round. May clip the second unit as well, or even his own pistoliers. We'll have to wait and see. Some of the poor little horses, unfortunately, are getting roasted alive right now. Not doing too much damage at all, though. It seems like it wasn't overcast. Good pressure by Alfredino has allowed him to push through with those chariots to run over the handgunners, and a fireball does come in. It looks like it is actually aiming at the Sorcerer of Fire, so fighting fire with fire, and that's knocked her over, stopping a burning head and saving the halberds. Malice Darkblade is engaging now in combat with Volkmar the Grim and the support of a Feral Manticore. Sorceress, though, is constantly getting rammed over and onto the ground, something she won't be enjoying whatsoever, and now the Burning Head is finally getting activated, this time in a much worse position. It is actually kind of tracking these halberds, and it's going to clip them, though not doing the greatest damage. It should now do some good work on the Sigma Suns. No, maybe not. It's just going to singe their ears slightly and catch a few of the units. Very, very close game. Balance power does favour the Empire at the moment and Satsuma, and it looks like Alfredino may well bow out there quite early, though, I think. I'm not quite sure why he bowed out so early. But it was a close defeat by Alfredino. He still had a full health Malice chasing down Volkmar, but maybe if the Squadron Shout's gone, he didn't think he had much hope. They did okay, 1.2k damage on one. The others got shot down rather effectively, and the Witch Elves and Bleak Swords kind of just died, unfortunately. Malice only 500 damage value. As for Satsuma, Great Cannon at 972 damage value isn't bad whatsoever. Volkmar did a good job as well, 1.4k. Bright Wizard was winning that Wizard duel in the end. I would like to ask for good content if we could retry it. Oh no! I misclicked, no way. What happened? Yes, you were winning. Oh no! So he accidentally formed into Malice mode? Too early? So hold on, guys, we may be playing this again. I'll see what the guys want to do. Oh yeah, it's going to take so long for the balance to sort itself out. So not quite GG's yet, guys. You guys can replay if you like. I am happy to cast it. But likewise, if Satsuma just wants to take the victory, that is also fine. That is also fine. How are you doing, Parkrilla? Hope you're doing well, by the way. I love your little duck icon. Yeah, no, not rip yet. Don't worry. Yeah, I mean, he was kind of ahead and dominating. So we can give him the win. And if they still want to play the game, it's possible. Wouldn't say so. I'm not going to replay. No worries. We can leave it as it is. Was a great set. We can give you the win and do the game again, or leave it there. Up to you. Honestly, it's fine. So we can upgrade it and give Satsuma the win with the reverse sweep, which is honestly quite ridiculous. Yeah, he betrayed the people. See, if he'd gone with the people, he wouldn't have misclicked. If they added bird people to Warhammer, would you play Duck? Of course. So we may get another game here. Cool. Let's find them a nice even map. Do. Score stands though. Yeah, of course. Of course. That's very understandable that, you know, he's got this good victory, this like reverse sweep, so he doesn't want to like give that away. But that's fine. I really don't mind that at all. It's his right to claim the victory there. What map should we do? Cool, so we'll quickly update the scoreboard. But we get an extra game, which, to be honest, is, you know, better than we could normally ask for here. Don't worry, Satsuma, you can still brag about beating me. Kroot would probably fit quite well. You talk about the tower unit. So hold on, guys, we have another game yet. We have another game yet. It was a good win, honestly. The reverse sweep was pretty fantastic. Oh, I think they might just want to do one more game. Vampire Cat Mirror. Oh god, this guy's gonna kill me. More. He threw 2 times, once by picking Malice and once by clicking his ability. So we'll see what these guys do. Oh no. Oh no. I think we might be getting a Vampire Cat Mirror to end out the stream. Oh no. Guys, what have I done? What have I done? I could have just ended the stream. We'd be happy. I'd be eating some pasta right about now. But no. They cursed us. Cursed us to a Vampire Cat Mirror. I think Alfredino just wants to get one more gaming because he felt a bit bad about that last one, which is fine. This is going to be something. This is going to be something. But after this, the stream won't end just yet. We will, of course, have a little reaction as well to the video we got sent. Awesome. Thank you, Josma, as well, for the message you sent me. If you are still in chat, yeah, send me a link, man. Oh no, everyone's like, do it. You don't want it. This is the problem. This is the problem. You say you want the game. You want the bonus game. This is what you get. You get double vampire counts. This is the definition of be careful what you wish for. Won't someone finger the children? So, Satsuma, 3-0 down. Reverse sweeps that all the way back to a 4-3 victory. And to celebrate, he's going to be going out with a victory lap here of vampire counts versus vampire counts. I'm crying already at the thought of this. I'm hungry. I just want to go eat food. But alas, I cannot. I cannot. I must cast for the glory of the people. And, of course, the dreaded Vampire Count mirror match. It's really going to be something. Make them play sub-factions. No, Loopy, that'd be too easy. This is how I test my metal as a caster. If you guys know what's going on from my commentary in a Vampire Count mirror where they don't go sub-faction, I know I've made it. Optimus Prime, what's up, bud? Need AP Chameleon Skinks? Man, we need flying Chameleon Skinks. Pterodon Chameleon Skinks. With the missile resistance. Preferably a huge magic resistance, so Tempest can't kill them. I'm not asking for much. I'm just asking for Lizardmen to be so brutally OP, it's impossible to lose with them. So I can bring them every time. So all I want from the DLC. I actually do want this DLC to be good for Lizardmen, because I feel like the previous ones, though have been fun and thematic, haven't really added much to them competitively. Thank you so much, Emperor, coming in with the $9.99 donation. Good stream. Hope to see you tomorrow during the tournament. Also appreciate the Malice pick. Truly a man of culture. Thank you so much, man, for the donation. Donations are actually huge, because YouTube doesn't like paying you much money, which, you know, I understand from their point of view, I guess. But yeah, it really helps support me, man. Thank you so much. What is your picture? I cannot see what your picture is. Like the blue glowiness. It looks pretty cool though. But yeah, man, it's been a good stream. I'm gonna wrap it out here as well with the final showdown, the ultimate battle of Ultimate Destiny. But the Emperor coming in and proving who the true Emperor is here with the fall of Alfredino, sorry, and his reign of terror. Yeah, they've kind of got the short stick of all the DLCs, I would agree. The Henowin, the Kai, take out Togan as a free lord. But, I mean, Lizardmen's base game's so good, it's kind of hard to argue against. But I'm very excited to see what they do here. I'm actually, for the first time in a long time, I just don't play campaigns anymore. I had it for, like, so long. I didn't really play the Wood Elf campaign either. Even at Early Access, I didn't play it much. But I'm actually really excited for this Lizardmen and Beastmen campaign. And I'm probably going to do a live stream series of one on the channel. I know we mainly focus on the multiplayer aspect, but I am pretty excited to do it. It was always going to be Lizardmen getting a DLC or Dark Elves, and then when Dark Elves got the free LC, I was pretty convinced. I was silently hopeful it was going to be Lizardmen, but I didn't want to, like, curse it, you know. Yeah, we do get a lot of big units, though. So here we go. I'm about to cry. I don't know about you guys, but we come in for a Vampire Count mirror match, and it's going to be disgusting. We have zombies in the front line for Alfredino. It's not a Vampire Count build, in my humble opinion, if there isn't some zombies. We have Claw of Nagash. Up in the skies, we have Fellbats, as well as a Terrorgeist, double Terrorgeist, in fact. Blood Knights, bad to the bones, elite vampiric cavalry, who for some reason don't have the hunger. I feel like for a balancing reason, but lore-wise, I'm pretty sure these guys should have the hunger. Their shields are really cool. The golden designs on them, yeah, good stuff. Anti-large, can pack a punch. We do have some Crypt Horrors, Skeleton Spearmen, as well as a Corpse Cart of Balefire? Oh my god, and a Necromancer on foot. So, pretty cool, crazy stuff. We have Heinrich Kemmler leading the forces of the Blood Knights on horseback. He does have... oh god, he's bouncing around all over the place. Let's have a little zoom in. He does come on course with the Krell's Summon and all his good items and abilities, as well as Invocation Heck and Raise Dead. So some pretty good stuff there. For the forces, though, of the mighty Satsuma, the warrior god of the people at the moment, zombies live through the front line, backed up by a load of skeleton spearmen. Up in the skies, we have double Vargeist, so certainly looking to win the air game and overthrow those pesky Fellbats. We have Crypt Horrors, 2 Corpse Carts, one of Balefire, one of Unholy Lodestone, as well as a Mortis Engine, but no Claw of Nagash. We have Double Flyers, a Vampire of Death, and a Vampire of Shadows, neither coming with spells there. So just here to support the air game with a Von Carstein Vampire Lord up in the skies, with Storm of the Night. Oh no, this is going to go so badly, I feel, for Alfredino. Storm of the Night can pin in these large creatures, and he just has such dominance in the air game. I mean, double Terrorgeist is really scary, but if you can debuff them, the Fellbats are going to do nothing up against the Vargeist, and there's a lot of characters floating around in the sky. Here's the same moustache. Oh, it's Boreas. Oh, okay, perfect. It's hard to see on my phone. That's why I'm checking out chat currently. Good luck, have fun. Said these guys. Oh no, what did they say? Not sure what I last did there, or when I last did this. So I'm going to see the Storm Knight coming down on the Fellbats, who Leroy Jenkins themselves into combat, knowing that their time is nigh. And the Terrorgeists are having to flee from the Vargeist at the moment, and that one spell has turned the tide already. So it seems like, for the most part, Alfredino is going to have to bomb rush the enemy ground forces and try and win that game, and then dive down with the Terrorgeists to lure in the enemy flyers, where the Blood Knights can start dishing out the pain. They've caught one Corpse Cart, and this Corpse Cart is not having a good day whatsoever. already starting to crumble. We are seeing a summon as well, and it is of course from Alfredino's blue zombies, trying to pin in and keep away those pesky crypt horrors, and it is an absolute flustercluck of a fight. Alfredino just charging straight in. His infantry as well as corpse carts and so forth are miles too far wide, and now his terror guys have simply darted down onto the ground. He has a Krell summon here to support Blood Knights as well, trying to go strong. Undeath Resurgence is currently popped on them, and it is just a mess. What we're going to do is go for a cinematic view of carnage through the slaughter. As you can see, there is undead units slaughtering undead units left, right, and centre, and it makes for bloody work. Up in the skies, it looks like the Felbats are pretty much done for. Alfredino does manage to save his Terrorgeist, though, who can now wheel around and Death Streak down upon the enemy. It looks like how are the Blood Knights doing in here? It's kind of hard to tell. Down to about they've taken about a third health damage, I think, right now. But the Mortis engines of Alfredino do finally catch up. The air game, though, the Vargeist are diving down after those Terrorgeists, who are rather wisely just sticking to that ground game where possible, where the Blood Knights can really get some good value. Likewise, so can the Crypt Horrors. And the Vargeist, again, rather low health-wise now. And the Terrorgeist looking far more healthy at the moment, as they kind of junk around in a horrible mess right now. We do unfortunately have no Wind of Death, I don't think, because Wind of Death just through the middle would be hilarious from either side. What is even happening? It's just madness. I failed, guys. I failed as a caster, I'm sorry. I cannot cast this. Look at this. It's just Mortis engine on Mortis engine, beast on beast. Satsuma's ground forces do seem to be taking quite a pounding at the moment, but his Von Carstein Vampire Lord has done really well up in the air. The Terrorgeists are having to fall back and kind of swoop in different directions where possible. Heinrich Kemmler's just right in the midst of carnage, doing fine. We do see a Storm of the Night come down on this Terrorgeist, and if I'm this Vampire Lord, I'm taking this engagement up against it and trying to finish it off. Some Vargeists have managed to escape the absolute madness of the middle fight. We can see the Vampire Lord of Shadows has darted down here, trying to support the zombies up against the enemy zombies. And I like the idea of the two naked zombies just flying around, no items or spells, duking it out. It does seem like Satsuma's Mortis engine has a bit of the dust here, which can cause all kinds of problems, particularly because Alfredino's Claw of Nagash is still full of health, and that does not bode well, unfortunately, for the forces of Satsuma. But the Terrorgeist is getting danger low. It's getting relatively close to its healing cap, but another Invocation Heck will top it up, starving the Von Carstein Vampire Lord of a final kill and a juicy supper. We do see a Death Streak go down on the Vampire of Shadows, and now the Terrorgeist is going to try and isolate it. So Alfredino trying to pick apart these characters of Satsuma, doing a good job, but likewise being recharged now by the Vargeists. Not sure if they're going to be able to save this poor Vampire, particularly with the second Terrorgeist unit popping up overhead, looking to finish off the second Vampire. Von Carstein Vampire Lord has failed at his duty of protecting his people. He may just be able to get a Terrorgeist in the bargain, but it looks like he has lost both his Vampires for doing this, and that Terrorgeist does manage to actually escape here. So I certainly think at the moment Alfredino is in a dominant position, despite the fact it looked like he was certainly going to lose the air game early on due to good micromanagement. And yeah, when you see your opponent's going to beat you in the air, try to land near allies. Try to land near some help, basically. The Claw of Nagash is definitely going to be out trading the Corpse Cart with value in this middle kind of section. And the Claw of Nagash is going to be ranking up some disgusting damage value. Oh my god, that is horrifying. Terrorgeist gets hit by Storm of the Night. The debuff seemed to pop before the spell did, and that may be enough to finish him off for good here, particularly if the Von Carstein Vampire Lord can get in the air and help deal the damage. But those Blood Knights, 96 kills. They're meant to be short cavalry to charge in and out of combat, but they've just stuck it out in the main fight and destroyed the enemy every time they have landed, up to 1.6k damage value, not too shabby whatsoever, but one Terrorgeist is just about to die. I feel like I've said that multiple times, and it keeps surviving, which of course is also down to this Claw of Nagash. It looks like Satsuma is going to bow out there. We had a reverse sweep, and we had an absolute madness at the end there. Well played to Alfredino for clawing this one out. Claw of Nagash was a real MVP. Keeping that thing alive when the other Mortis engine died was pretty big. 2.4k damage value there. Terrorgeist 1.8 and 2k. And the Blood Knights 1,700. Not really going to go over the ground forces of either of these sides because it's kind of pointless. They got no value, of course. Mortis engine 1.7k, not too shabby. Fortunately, the other Corpse Carts really struggled. And the Vargeists could not help support the Von Carstein Vampire Lord in the air. Neither could the Vampires. The Vampire Lord, though, gained an impressive 2.2k damage value. Want to play one more? GG. I've got to go as well. I need to eat, unfortunately. It's quite late here. Thank you guys so much for playing. It was an epic series. And these guys are always welcome back, man. 2 really good champions here. Hey, I'm glad you got the pun, Nick. 2 real good champions, honestly, put on a fantastic performance. And hopefully we get to see them soon on the channel. I think Alfredino did mention he had some replays he was going to send me, which would be amazing. And Satsuma as well, if you do watch back here, feel free to submit stuff as well. It's always good. 4-4 now, the green skin mirror to determine the winner. I think I would actually cry. Thanks for hosting, Ducky. And next time I promise I'll not throw for you. Ooh, the beef being filed. We will need a rematch in the future. I promise not to throw the 3rd game too. I love it, Satsuma. Man, awesome champs. Massive shout out to both these guys. Before you go, we still do have one more thing to do. 2 more things. 2 more things. So don't leave just yet. Thanks for the stream, Rubber Duck, says Peterborough. No worries, bud. Thank you for your fantastic mod skills, as always. Before we go, we are going to get something up on the screen right now. I don't want to show off all my DMs, basically. So let's load this up on YouTube. So we're going to react here to Sophia's reaction of the Dowie game we had. So give me 2 seconds to set this up on OBS, and we'll get going. So browser. Is that the right one? Cool. So hopefully right now you will be able to see.
I mean, I guess it's technically still possible.
Oh no.
I'm not liking the
Why can't I control this?
units are not compromised anymore. In the
Oh yeah.
units are
Yeah, the fast for dwarf.
There we go. Cool. So hopefully you guys can see this now. Let's make this a little bit bigger for you. So this is called We Had a Deal, Duck. So this is ODM Sophia reacting here to the game against ViciousSatsuma. You guys ready? Can you see it? Let me know if you guys can see this. No worries, Logic. I hope your stream was fun as well. Awesome series and casting. Thank you, Sampire. I honestly really appreciate it. I love all the comments I've been getting recently. After missing so many streams, I'm glad to catch this one. Glad to have you here, Sloth. So let me know, guys. Can you see this on the screen right now? Please say it's in high quality. Oh, we can get it in high quality. Cool. Please. Please. You can see. Awesome, Biblinson. Also, hello.
I mean...
So, let's up this, and we'll see what happens.
Wait.
I guess it's technically still possible.
I'm not liking the fact that Syrian units are not compromised anymore. In the
Oh
Empire
yeah.
units are
Yeah, they're fast for dwarf, they're faster than Empire infantry.
Wait. Why is the entire army of the Empire routing? Wait, I checked with Rubberduck the script, that's not supposed to be this way. I've played for a 4-1 victory for ODM. Ducky! Fucking new.
Oh yeah, Balance of Power is actually creeping back for dwarf.
Oh no, the moment of realization.
Bob, stop jinxing, please.
I'm gonna have a chat with Rubberduck of War after this one.
Oh no.
That's not what was promised. We were supposed to win 4-1.
We had a deal, Duck. We had a deal.
We had a deal, Duck.
These are the most French sounding ODM players of all time.
Oh, your goose is cooked now.
Oh no.
Oh, this is amazing. Well, it seems like I'm going to be receiving a chat here from Sophia. I hope you guys can hear that. I did pump the volume up, so hopefully it was clear for you guys. That was pretty funny as well. What's up, Satsuma? Man, you played a fantastic game. You played a fantastic series, man. Well played. It's often quite hard to come back as well when you go, like, 3-0 down against one of the best players in the game to pull yourself up and, strike back with a glorious victory, man. You played so good. I'm very impressed with you there. So, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more glorious Total War Warhammer action. We have so much coming soon that I'm really excited to bring it all to you guys. But of course, I'm going to keep it all hush-hush for now, as we were working on a few videos. Yeah, Fuzzy Lady, it was very ODM, let's say. So I'm going to quickly check to see if anyone else is streaming Total War, and I can send you over a raid if you guys would like. If no one is, I'll just pin you to like a video or something that I have. So Total War Warhammer. I'll try and get multiplayer. It looks like currently we are the only guys streaming. Is this correct? Boo 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 boo. There we go, live. No, there is a few. But it doesn't look like there's much multiplayer, I'm afraid. It's all like Legendary Lord stuff, which is a little disappointing. So instead, guys, if you haven't seen it, I'll just link you to a video. If you're kind of like not tired yet of Total War Warhammer action, I'll send you a link to my latest video you guys can check out. It's called Is Thorgrim Bad? And it's a really fun battle all round. Was uploaded today, so I will drop that there for you in the link. But thanks guys for tuning in. I see loads of messages saying thanks for the stream. I really do appreciate you all. You guys are what makes doing these streams, you know, kind of awesome and really fun to do. So I hope you guys enjoyed. There's a link to another video if you guys aren't tired of my voice just yet. We will be back tomorrow. I can't guarantee a time. It'll be roughly 7:30 or 7 PM BST, roughly, because it is a tournament and we will be casting at semi-finals and finals. But if you do want to join the tournament, there are links to my Discord in the description, and you can find all the information there under Death Before Dishonored tab. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm going to go eat my body weight in pasta. I'm very knackered now after what has become a beautiful best of 7. I was a little worried it was going to be a 4-0 at one point, but Satsuma was like, no, not today, and struck back there in beautiful fashion. So anyway, guys, until next time, peace, peace. And as always, stay awesome.